In Southern Illinois, a historic homecoming matchup. The largest crowd in Saluki football history expected for a top 10 matchup today with Youngstown State. No frost on the pumpkin today. It's a warm, sunshiny homecoming Saturday. Gateway Conference matchup, Youngstown State in Southern Illinois in Carbondale, Illinois. I'm Carter Blackburn with Brian Jones, and when it comes to football championship subdivision football, as it's known now in NCAA, formerly Division I AA, doesn't get much better than a top 10 matchup on homecoming.
Yeah, get your acronyms straight and also get your heart straight, because this is going to be a thumper today. Youngstown State, a physical football team, a mirror image of the Southern Illinois Salukis. This should be a lot of fun.
Salukis have been putting up incredible offensive numbers. They already have a win over Illinois, Northern Illinois, who's a Division I-A, formerly known as team. They put up impressive offensive numbers all year long, which John Haycock from Youngstown State says it's almost scary to look at some of their numbers.
Oh, yeah, they're averaging almost 54 points per game, one of the highest scoring teams in all of the land, and it starts with their quarterback, Nick Hill. This young man's a great dual threat for the Saluki football team. No picks, only touchdowns, 13 of them, count them, folks, and this young man can also do it with his feet. You got to stop him if you want to stop this Saluki offense.
72 points last week for Hill and Southern Illinois in a win over Indiana State to open up Gateway Conference competition. So Youngstown States know that it's going to have to put some points up on the scoreboard. Certainly capable of that. Veteran quarterback Tom Zetz does it both ways.
Yeah, deuce 4. That's my favorite NASCAR driver's number. Tom Zetz, this young man, he's got 4 touchdowns, 3 picks. He's got to play a little better. He's got to put a lot of the onus to get this victory today on his shoulders. But right now, he's a completion record holder, also all-time career passing leader at Youngstown State. He's got to play well for them to win this afternoon.
Also have Orlando Williams giving Youngstown State a little bit of a little wrinkle. Last time Carbondale hosted a top 10 matchup, they ran past Western Kentucky. Can the Salukis stop the march of the Penguins on homecoming? We kick it off next. CSTV Football Nation is brought to you by BF Goodrich. BF Goodrich tires take control. And by Burger King, who reminds you to have it your way. Homecoming Saturday in Carbondale, Illinois at McAndrew Stadium. It is a Gateway Conference matchup between the number 10 ranked team in the championship subdivision, Youngstown State, and the 6th ranked hometown Southern Illinois Salukis. John Haycock in his 7th season as head coach of Youngstown State, the Gateway Conference Coach of the Year the last 2 seasons. He was twice defensive coordinator during the Jim Tressel era, the 4-time national champion era at Youngstown State. Jerry Kill is also in his 7th season at Southern Illinois, leading almost building of this program. You could say resurgence, but they hadn't been to the playoffs in 21 years before Jerry Kill got here. 4 straight playoff years, and the Salukis would love to go deep into those playoffs in 2007. Southern Illinois will receive the opening kick, so that means Stephen Blows will kick it away for the Youngstown State Penguins out of Youngstown, Ohio. In a very dangerous return combination back for Southern Illinois. A Saluki team who's 5-0 on the year, 1-0 in Gateway Conference play. They have taken care of business against the championship subdivision teams. Of course, this is a division that used to be known as 1AA. Now they call it the Division I Football Championship Subdivision. Basically meaning there's a playoff system. And of course, the one above us is the Bowl Subdivision, as it's known. Craig Turner is that dangerous return man, averaging 33 yards per kick return. They try to hide where he's going to line up for the kick. Turner gets to field it right at the 5. So watch Craig Turner get some room. The hole closes. Fumble of the football. Youngstown State recovers. If it stands, it's Youngstown State football after a fumble by Turner. Waiting the official signal. Penguin football. Youngstown State recovers a kickoff, a fumble on the opening kickoff from the great return man, Craig Turner.
Well, there's a lot of hitting going on in that ensuing kickoff. You see Turner, he hits the hole fine, but it just closes up there. A number of Penguin players taking on the wall. The ball comes out as he's trying to fight for extra yards, and clearly Youngstown State falls on it.
So Youngstown State not only gets a football first, they get great field position for the senior quarterback, Tom Zetz, who is now the Youngstown State record holder with 6,500 passing yards. Rolling the pocket on first down. Pass misses the intended receiver, Rory Berry, the fellow senior, for the 4-1 Penguins. Only loss for this Youngstown State team was to the Buckeyes of Ohio State.
Was that you saw him roll him out on that play. You probably see a lot of that during this ball game. Get him out there on the edge so he can have more room and either put it in the air, or if nothing's there, he can tuck it and run.
He is an integrated mathematics major whose senior project is projectile motion. He says was inspired by throwing the football. He can also run it as well, and he can hand off. Second down and 10. This is Zetz faking to give to the back end, and Zetz back to the line of scrimmage, only about a yard. Offensive starting lineup for the Youngstown State Penguins. It's an offensive line which is shuffled around. They believe they have it set now because of injuries. You have Brad Sampson now at left tackle. Leon Edwards, a senior, fills in at right guard. Will rotate backs throughout the day for Youngstown State. However, it's Kevin Smith who gets the start. The receivers, Williams, who plays quarterback, Berry, and the tight end, Derek Bush.
Yeah, look for number 1 for Lando Williams back there at quarterback. He gives them a different look. The defense a different look when he's behind center.
Zetz on 3rd and 9, completes to the tight end Bush near the first down, crucial spot. 9th catch of the year for the tight end Derek Bush, so you know they're going to go to big 87. He can get down the field.
And he's big, 6'4", 270. I think he's a little short. Depends on the mark here. The most subjective part of football is the marking of the football.
May require some change to come out. Ron Snodgrass is the head of our officiating crew from the Gateway Football Conference. Youngstown State has won the last 2 Gateway titles. They shared it 2 years ago and won it outright in 2006. Just short. 4th down, less than a yard. Well, take the point, says John Haycock.
Oh, Eagle Eye here finally got one right. Was it like 6 games?
We finally got one. The defense who will force this 4th down kick for Southern Illinois. They play a 4-3 defense. Cloud, Luster, Tillman, and Reese. Linebackers Mixon, Jordan, and Moe. And then in the secondary, Brandon Williams and Craig Turner, 2 excellent corners. The safeties are Clayton Johnson and Marty Rogers. Brian Palmer. Call this a 41-yard kick, just the 3rd attempt of the season, and Palmer is right on. 3-0 Youngstown State. A fumble on the opening kickoff for Southern Illinois costs them 3 points.
Big game like this, 2 very good football teams. Turnovers are the key. Team that has the least amount of mistakes, makes the least amount of mistakes, has a better chance of winning a game like this. And right off the bat, Youngstown State is able to put points on the board because of a turnover by the Salukis.
Both teams plus in the turnover margin, but it's a surprise that Southern Illinois turned it over to John Haycock. They are plus 11 in the turnovers coming into this game, now plus 10. But you know you're going to go down to the wire when it's Youngstown State and Southern Illinois, a classic matchup last year in Youngstown, Ohio. Between these two, a 31-24 final. Youngstown State scored 21 of the game's final 24 points, stopped Southern Illinois at the 2-yard line for the touchdown win. Look at all of the rushing yards, over 500 rushing yards combined in the game.
There wasn't a lot of defense in that ball game. Youngstown State actually came back, scored about the last 21 points in the game, and had a heroic stop there on the goal line with seconds remaining. It's a big victory for them. Haven't won here, though, in a while.
Last 2 meetings between these two here have been taken by the home team, the Southern Illinois Salukis. But again, the only other time that there's been a top 10 matchup here in Carbondale It was a 38-10 win for Western Kentucky. So a 3-0 start for Youngstown State off the turnover, not only forcing the turnover, but getting points out of it. So we'll see Turner back there to receive again. You got to be thinking of that fumble if you're correct.
You can't. You can't think about that fumble. Forget about it. It's a new day.
Actually, kick away from Turner. This is Larry Warner returning to the 20. Warner bounces it outside. Youngstown closes and forces him out of bounds at the 31. So a successful return without a fumble means we'll get to see the Southern Illinois offense for the first time. They come on the football field already trailing 3-0. But it is an offense which has put up incredible numbers. 53 points per game, 72 last week against Indiana State. Obviously, they played some overmatched opponents. Indiana State's a program that
you don't think
got rid of their coach in the middle of the year. But Nick Hill has done the job when he's been called to do it. The senior completing 71% of his passes. Most importantly, look at 13 TDs, 0 INTs. 1st and 10. Handing off to his senior back, John Randall. Correction, it's Nick Hill, and that gives you an idea of what we're going to see from both of these teams today. You're going to see a lot of fake to the backs, quarterback keepers. It's a young offensive line for Southern Illinois. The only senior is Craig Combrink at right tackle. You'll see rotating backs for the Salukis as well. John Randall gets the start, and then the receivers Turner, Sherman, and Ryan Kearns at tight end.
Big right guard, 75, Sean Smith. He's highlighted last week. Top-notch O-line play.
Randall runs to the left side to get a first down, running behind the left guard Aaron Lockwood and the left tackle Darren Marquez, a sophomore and a junior. The defense for Youngstown State, now Jeff Mills, the D coordinator, has a 4-3 defense installed. Michael Savage, a playmaker at defensive tackle. 3 good linebackers, Jeremiah Wright, Roshan Simons, and James Terry. And a couple excellent playmakers, including Vince Gliotta at strong safety.
Yeah, the transfer from Penn State, causes fumbles, picks the ball off. He's the man back there, man in that secondary.
Gliotta in on the tackle there as Randall gets the first down handoff to the right side. Jeremiah Wright with his 47th tackle of the season. He is the leading tackler for this Youngstown State defense. Randall will play tailback, the senior, 5'11", 195. He played a couple of years at Kansas, and he really played at Kansas. He wasn't a guy who was behind everybody for Mark Bangino's team. 9 touchdowns, also played corner. A lot of the Southern Illinois coaching staff, including head coach Jerry Kill, has roots in Kansas. So a lot of the transfers and junior college players have come through Kansas. Hill, the quick slant, caught for a first down. That's Jeff Evans, the freshman from Fort Myers, Florida, with just his 4th catch. Salukis expect him to be a big playmaker.
Well, Salukis are going to try to do it with the pass. They're pretty balanced offense this year. We're averaging over 240 yards, passing the ball 235 on the ground. And old lefty Nick Hill hits his receiver in stride right on the money.
Salukis moving the football on the first possession. Back to the ground. Randall on first down, slipping through tackles before Jeremiah Wright pops him. Jeremiah Wright, the weak side linebacker, has a couple of nice tackles, making his presence known to John Randall.
Yeah, we've got some pretty good linebackers on this team, Wright and Terry. Those guys are solid.
Let's check out Brian Jones's ballyhoo, the keys for this Southern Illinois offense, Youngstown State defense.
Well, Southern Illinois, just be redundant. And what I mean by that is do what you've been doing. Balanced offense, Youngstown State defense, bow your neck, stop the run. You try to stop everything an offense does, you end up stopping nothing. So stop the run. If they are able to pass on you early, fine, but you don't want to allow them to do both, run and pass.
So you say for Southern Illinois, be redundant. A lot of times you hear offensive coordinators say, we want to mix it up, give them a bunch of different looks. You say not at all. Stick with what you've been doing.
What they've been doing. It's worked for them. They're averaging almost 54 points a game. Stick with what you've been doing. What's the old saying? Dance with who brung you?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Insert your sports cliche here. 3rd down and 4. That's Randall in motion. Hill looks that way, throws it to Randall in the flat, but just a little bit too high and incomplete.
Well, Randall, running back, former cornerback, he's got to come up with that pass. He's open in the flat, got a linebacker on him. That's a first down if he catches this. I think that's a catchable ball. Goes straight through the midst. See Jeremiah right there, 25 in pursuit. Yeah, young man's got to come up with that one. Help your quarterback out.
Offense stays on the field, however, for 4th down and 4. Ball's on the Youngstown State 30.
Early in the ball game, you got a little momentum going. They're going to call a timeout here, but I don't see a problem with this offense. They got a lot of confidence in their defense, so go for it.
And you have a kicker who missed a 25-yarder last week, so he was a freshman kicker. We asked the coaching staff about Kyle Doherty. They said, he's a freshman kicker. He's a freshman kicker. He is 4 of 6. He's hit a 40-yarder, but you know that has to play into Jerry Kill's strategy. Will the Salukis go for it when we come back? In the biggest win of the year for Southern Illinois, they beat Northern Illinois when they 4 times converted on 4th down. They are 7 of 12 this season. So out of the timeout, Jerry Kill says send the offense back out there and let's go for it. 4th down and 4. Play action for Hill, pressured and sacked. It will be Youngstown State football. Miles Banford is the guy who makes the sack. Took us a while to find Miles Banford, the 3rd sack for the right end.
Well, just a little bit too long. You got to get rid of the ball. And he just whips the running back, Randall. 2 whiffs by Randall on the 3rd down pass that he couldn't come up with. And then they're on the block on Banford. He just gets olayed by Banford, and Nick Hill is sacked. I still agree with the call. You're at home. You got momentum going your way. Driving, go for it. And you're 7 for 12 on 4th down.
Youngstown State football. This is Kevin Smith, the 1st down carry. A 3-0 lead for Youngstown State. They got those 3 points when Southern Illinois fumbled the opening kickoff, a field goal. And now is stopped by the Youngstown State defense. Gives the Penguins a chance to move the football, run some clock, and maybe get some more points. And what both coaches expected, Brian, you know, it's 2 high-scoring teams, and they've been able to move the football, but both coaches said this week they expect a field position game. Second and 10 for Zetz and the Penguins. Setting up the screen, swinging right. Kevin Smith, blockers in front. Smith popped at the 50, but he's near a 1st down. How about the Valley Hill on this side of the football?
What our offense for Youngstown State, the quarterbacks must step up. Zetz, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks. You also play for Orlando Williams there, who the Penguins, they have to step up and make plays with their arms. Southern Illinois defense forced turnovers. Plus 11 coming in the ball game. They've already turned it over once, but plus 11. They've done a great job of forcing turnovers, something they focused on during the spring and fall practices leading up to this season.
11 INTs by the Southern Illinois defense in the first 5 games. Zetz throwing into that defense, caught, 1st down and more. Rory Berry makes the grab at the 35. So the Penguins moving the football on their 2nd drive.
Yeah, they're going to see a number of different coverages, but mostly zone coverages. Won't see a lot of man out of the Saluki defense. You'll see some zones, some quarters, cover 3, maybe some halves, some cover 2, but you won't see a lot of man. So the key for the receivers on Youngstown State side of the ball is to find that little area, voided area, just behind the linebackers and just in front of those deep safeties and corners.
Sure enough, a real good pad for those outside receivers against the zone defense on 1st down and 10. Zetz keeps it. Everybody followed the back. Smith. Zetz keeps it for 7 yards, and that's more the character of the Youngstown State offense. Even though it's 31 points per game, even though Zetz has good numbers yardage-wise, it's really been running the football where they've gotten the job done.
And Kevin Smith, who's starting at running back again today, got his first start last week. The first running back this season for the Penguins to rush over 100 yards.
192 yards in 3 games for Kevin Smith, the junior from La Mesa, California. As you mentioned, BJ's the Gateway Offensive Player of the Week last week, 102 yards, 3 touchdowns. This is Orlando Williams, mixing it up with Orlando Williams at quarterback, running the draw. First time we see number 1 in QB.
Well, talking to the defensive coaches for the Salukis, they weren't too concerned with Williams. They felt like they had the same package of plays for Williams as they do for Zetz. So the key is just playing both of them and containing them. And make sure you keep them in the box, don't allow them to get outside on the perimeter and really hurt your defense.
You call Fernando Williams pretty much just an athlete. I mean, he plays quarterback, he runs a lot from that QB position. All told, averaging 10 yards a touch. He's lined up at wide out here on 3rd and 3. Zetz the QB, and this is Williams in motion. Zetz flings it to his tight end again, Derek Bush. Second grab for the big man, Derek Bush from Circleville, Ohio. That will give Youngstown State a first down just outside the 20.
Well, I like the play call in here. So far, they're getting the ball into their playmakers' hands. Tight end, Williams, Bush at tight end here again, and Williams, the quarterback and receiver. But Big Bush, 6'4", 270, 2 grabs already in this ball game. Hard to miss him.
Coming into the game, he had 8 grabs, and now 10 catches on the season. 1st and 10 from the 21. Zetz finds Williams. So Williams has a grab, picks up about 3 yards. The junior from Warner Robins, Georgia. Spent 2 years at Georgia Military Academy and then came to Youngstown State last year. He actually redshirted in 06, now in 2007. He's just making plays wherever they put him.
Well, he's a stud. He's a star athlete, as you mentioned. You want to get your playmakers the ball early and often. We asked Brian Wright, the offensive coordinator, about how many times he'd like to get the ball in this young man's hand. He said 15 to 20 times in this ball game. If they could get that accomplished, they felt like they had a great opportunity and chance to win the game.
Williams in motion here again. Zetz flings it to the left side. Smith coming out of the backfield. Popped as he gets to the 13, about a yard shy of the first down.
Well, I think right now that Saluki defense is just off balance. They came into this ball game expecting a lot of run right now. Pretty good balance. Not too out of whack, more pass than rush, but I think they were geared up for a power running game coming downhill straight at them, and they've opened it up a little bit. Zetz rolling out, getting him outside the pocket. He's hitting the tight end. He's hitting the wide receivers. Nice little flow to this offense thus far.
That's offensive coordinator Brian Wright, who's mixed it up, especially on this drive. Youngstown has Williams at quarterback. Williams is going to tuck it, spin inside. Touchdown, Youngstown State. Fernando Williams at QB on 3rd down. The Penguins score on their first 2 possessions.
Just a little lead play with the quarterback, that's all it is. Just coming out of a different formation and running with a different person, the quarterback. You know, watch him look, tackle pulling there. No one in the picture for about 8 yards. He actually whips on the block. Josh Tanner there, the big left guard pulling. Didn't hit anyone. He better keep his head up. Did a little flip there. Head up.
On the 3rd touch of the game for Fernando Williams, he's in the end zone. A 10-0 start for Youngstown State. They have quieted the crowd at McAndrew Stadium on homecoming in Carbondale. Salukis get the football back, trailing 10-0 after the TD run by Fernando Williams. How will Southern Illinois respond? Now the Salukis are decked out. Like those hats, BJ?
I like the hats, and I like the casualness with this outfit they've got. The little gym shorts on and just a little T-shirt.
It's all good. It's a hot day.
It is hot.
I'll tell you who else is hot, BJ. Fernando Williams.
How hot?
So hot. Red hot.
He's a playmaker. Get the ball to him. He can do great things.
He's hotter than Nacon right now, I'll tell you what.
I don't know about that. That's just 1 touchdown this afternoon.
See if he can get 3. It's a 10-0 start for Youngstown State. Remember, they got the ball first off when Greg Turner fumbled it on the opening kickoff. So already a turnover in special teams today by Southern Illinois. This is Turner again, fielding it from the 5. Turner hit hard again at the 25-yard line, but he manages to hang on. That's a wide receiver, DeMichael Horn, delivering a lick. It's a top 10 matchup in Carbondale, Illinois at McAndrew Stadium in the Division I Football Championship subdivision. Carter Blackburn with Brian Jones, our producer Rick Angelo, director Will Belke, the entire CSTV crew here. It has been Youngstown State dominating a 10-0 score, and of course that means that totally yards, 69-28 Penguins.
We've already had one upset in the state today. Illinois knocks off number 5 Wisconsin, and Youngstown State is trying to do the same to the Salukis.
The Illini a win, now the Salukis trying to get a win. This is Deji Kareem, and we will see backs rotate for both of these teams. Deji Kareem, a junior from Oklahoma City, 299 rushing yards, and he is one of the tools for this Southern Illinois offense, which is first in the nation, 53.4 points per game.
Well, that's massive. That's up there with those run and shoot teams. Houston back in the day, and we've got Florida scoring a lot of points right now.
However, everyone around Southern Illinois says, all right, other than Northern Illinois, a Division 1A formerly team, looking downfield for Allen Turner, pass incomplete, batted away by Lenny Wicks, the coverage.
And Lenny Wicks had excellent coverage, and he turned back to look for the ball at the precise time. Got his hands up and knocked that ball away. Excellent coverage out there on the corner. Can't really see it there in your picture, but here we go. Turns back and leaps, goes up after the ball. A great adjustment of going up and grabbing that ball.
Good camera angle there, seeing Lenny Wicks, the 5'9" corner, really jumping up and batting it away. That's what you have to do when you're a 5'9" corner, don't you?
You got to go up and get it. They tell you to get it at his highest point. He went up and made a play on the ball.
3rd and 9. Hill flipping to Kareem in the flat. One man misses. Kareem sprints ahead, dives forward. Did he get the first down? Apparently stepped out about 2 yards shy. The Saluki crowd loves the effort from Deji Kareem.
Well, there was a missed tackle there. They brought the blitz that time. Jeff Mills, defensive coordinator for Youngstown State. They're going to bring the blitz up the middle. You see the dog. All the backers coming, and a missed tackle right. Oh, nice move on the defensive back. See Terry and his boys coming up the middle. Jarvis Richards, you got to make that tackle.
Said he stepped out. So that forces a punt. Scott Rabanesi will punt it away. D'Angelo Wilson back to return for Youngstown State. Good looking punt. Wilson fields it at the 30, sprinting ahead to the 40. Good return of 13 yards for D'Angelo Wilson. Gotta like the way things have started for Youngstown State. If you're a Penguin supporter, a 10-0 lead for Youngstown State. What do they do with the football this time? The Youngstown State offense so far has just kept going and going and going. They scored on their first 2 possessions, a field goal, a touchdown, and now the Penguins get the football right back. Good field position after a nice return from D'Angelo Wilson.
That was 3 goings. They've only gone twice now.
See if they can go on this possession or whether the Saluki defense will step up with a stop. Zetz dropping 1st and 10. Dumps it off to Rory Berry. You know, we asked Tom Zetz the other day, who do you go to when you're in trouble? He said, look, the senior Rory Berry, he and I came in together, and Rory Berry's a guy who had 0 career catches until last year. He had 31 last year, 3 TDs. This year now 19 catches for the senior. And when Zetz gets in trouble like that play, he's looking at number 2.
Well, he wanted to go up top to number 1, a little quick hitch play. He was covered. Orlando Williams was. He came back, looked to his left at Mr. Horn out there, number 7, the Michael Horn, and then he goes to Berry, his safety valve, if you'll call it.
And here's Zetz lining up as a wide receiver with Orlando Williams back to quarterback for the second down play. Williams keeps it, slipping through the left side. He gets a first down, although Devon Reese tripped him up to make sure there was no touchdown.
And Zet, he says when they line up in that formation, when he's out the wide receiver, he's been lobbying the coaches to throw the ball to him. He wants to show off some of his receiving skills.
Gateway Conference All-Newcomer team in 04, first team All-Gateway, and now the all-time leader at Youngstown State passing yards and completion. Better than a guy named Ron Jaworski who played at Youngstown State.
Pretty good one too, Ron Jaworski.
Now, we'll see if Fernando Williams is going to throw the ball to Tom Zetz. Tom said, to be honest with you, it's not even in the playbook. We don't even have that play. Williams throwing, intended for Rory Berry, and incomplete on first down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him a little bit. He's got those gloves on, and probably needs to take one off when he's going to be there at quarterback. But then I've seen guys play in the cold weather with gloves and are able to throw it just fine.
The guy who threw it pretty well in the cold weather was the quarterback Ron Jaworski. There's Jaws back in the college days, 69-72 with the flowing locks. Nearly 4,600 career passing yards, 32 TD passes, highest NFL draft pick in Youngstown State history. And they've had a lot of excellent players come through Youngstown State.
Drafted by the Rams and ended up with Philly. I hated him as a Cowboy fan. You know, he's too good. He and Harold Carmichael, Wilbur Montgomery.
Fumble to Michael Horn, falls back on top of it. Or are they going to say that's a forward pass? I believe they say that's a forward pass, so it's an incomplete pass.
Well, Marty
That's
Rogers,
what it's called, an incompletion rather than a fumble.
Number 8, Marty Rogers came up and forced the action. Looked like an option they were trying to run there. Let's see if that ball was thrown behind or forward. It's a little shovel pass. They're going to rule like a shovel pass. Rogers there just as the ball arrives.
Line judge was very clear on that, calling an incomplete pass, forcing 3rd and 10. Flag, Zetz over the middle, Berry dropped it. Bracket coverage on Berry, he couldn't hang on. There is a flag on the play.
Oh, beautiful pass by Zetz. He put that on the money between the safety and the cornerback. He had number 2, Craig Turner there, and Rogers, number 8. That ball was on the money, hit him in the chest.
Illegal shift on the offense. Penalty decline. 4th down.
I'm not sure Berry's going to be the go-to guy after dropping this bullet. It wouldn't have counted that anyway, so that probably gets Berry off the hook. But that takes his drops, his steps back, and puts the ball on the money, right out of the reach of Turner, the cornerback, and in front of Rogers' safety. Beautiful pass.
See the Youngstown punter, Ben Nowicki, for the first time. Penguins scored on their opening 2 drives, and now they'll have to punt it away.
See, I told you that was too many going.
I guess you're right. The Energizer Bunny was a little bit ahead of us. Greg Turner, I was a little bit ahead. Turner lets it bounce at the 10 and takes a good roll for Youngstown State. They back Southern Illinois inside the 5. Penguin defense has come to play today.
Well, they're bringing it. They mix it up as well. You've seen some blitz. There's a Manford getting in on the quarterback, getting a sack on a 4th down play. And these guys are making plays at cornerback as well, getting your head back and getting up, showing off your hops to go up there and knock away a pass. Good defense. And I thought we'd see a lot of that. I'm surprised it's 10-0 thus far, but I thought we'd see a lot of defense.
Excellent defense here for Youngstown State, 14th in the nation, and they have great field position here, backing Southern Illinois inside the 5. You have to love this as a defender when you have a chance to make plays like that, although Randall dances away from the first level of Youngstown tacklers.
Well, you don't love that. 1st and 10, and they're on the inch goal line. The offense is, they're back to their goal line, and you allow them to get 7 yards on 1st down.
Second down and 6 coming up. Randall with some nice elusiveness out of the backfield to get it all the way out to the 7. Second down, the flip to Randall on the edge. Randall has running room A block on the outside. Randall spins away. You like the way that play was designed?
Yeah, you see that in college football, a lot of old option play, reverse option, quarterback opens one way, reverses his field, and flips it to his running back. He had good blocking out on the perimeter. That's what makes that play go. Randall's slow to get up right now. But all the action is going to the defense's right, so you really shouldn't be fooled on that. You see the block out here, or Randall gets hit there late on the hip. Oh, that's a nice shot on his hip. Outrunning the linebacker. Rashawn Simons, the middle backer. You see him get hit right on his hip.
It's Gliada who lays that lick on the hip after the nice block from Alan Turner. The quick slant caught, first down and more. That's Goforth, Phil Goforth, the senior from Naperville, Illinois, with his 11th catch of his senior year. This is what the Saluki offense is capable of.
Yeah, they've been balanced. They can run it, they can throw it. Nick Hill doesn't make a ton of mistakes. He throws a strike in between defenders, finds Goforth for a nice gain. Pretty good quarterback play so far in this game.
Hill out of the shotgun on first down, motion on the line. It looked to be the right tackle, Craig Combrink.
Well, you don't want that when your offense is starting to click.
As a defender, can you bait a guy? How well can you bait a guy into motion on the line?
Well, not as much as you could in years past, especially at the next level of NFL. They call it now. Usually you would flinch as a defender and jump towards the offensive player, but now you can't do that anymore. They penalize the defense.
Pretty strict rules in the NCAA book as well. First down and 15. See if Blake Halverson can bait Craig into another false start. He keeps his position. Hill tucking it and running. Hill with room to run. Puts his shoulder pad down, breaks a tackle. I mean, the free safety Chenault was right there waiting for Hill. He slips past him. Another first down, a pickup of 20 yards on the scramble from Hill.
Well, you've got to honor his play fake. You know, he fakes the pass and puts it down, and there's a gaping hole there in the middle of the field. Excellent blocking up front. You see a number of Youngstown State guys on their back. There's Big Smith, 75, getting a hat on the defender, and a missed tackle. Chenault's got to get his head up.
Kareem, the first down carry, so you'll have most likely Kareem at tailback for the rest of this series when you saw John Randall go out when he took a shot to the hip. So it's the junior Deji Kareem who's the featured back for the Salukis right now. And if you're a Southern Illinois fan for many years, you think back to Archie Whitlock and what he did in his career, including over 200 rushing yards last year against Youngstown State. You have guys like Randall and Kareem trying to together provide the production that the great Archie Whitlock. Walter Payton Award finalist last year for the top player in 1AA football. Pass complete to Jeff Evans, second grab for the 6'2" freshman from Fort Myers, Florida.
Chenault, number 6, he arrived just as the ball arrived. She was able to hang on to it.
So the first quarter belongs to Youngstown State, a 10-0 start for the Penguins to spoil the beginning of the homecoming parade in Carbondale. But the Salukis moving the football in Southern Illinois score to start the second quarter when we come back.
Although I picked Wisconsin, not surprised by that score. And Oklahoma just went up on my Longhorns 7-0.
First play of the second quarter is a third down handoff. John Randall, room to run. First down, Randall, knifing to the 15. Randall says, what bad hit? Who hit me?
Randall was hipping and a hopping on that play. He hit the hole, like that burst. Hit that hole and just accelerate through it. Little simple power play, nothing fancy about this stuff. You pull a lineman, he gets up on the backer, and your running back is right on his hip and he explodes through the hole. Simple football. Who's tougher up front? Aaron Lockwood, 61.
lowering the boom on the linebacker, allowing Randall to find the hole and get positive yards.
Randall gets it again on first down, dancing again, diving to the 10.
We asked both coordinators on the defensive side of the ball about their defense in the practice this week, inside drill. That's your run drill in practice, and both said it was spirited, as you would imagine, because they knew it was going to be a physical game.
Flag on the play.
Incidental face mask. Defense, number 8, 5 yards, first down.
Incidental 5-yard rather than the personal foul 15-yard. But it still is going to move the football to near the 5-yard line as Southern Illinois tries to get on the board. Now the Youngstown State defense stopped Southern Illinois on the first couple of possessions. Now the Saluki offense with John Randall leading the way. The nation's #1 offense trying to get 6 on the board to start the second quarter. First down. Randall to the edge. Randall, touchdown, Southern Illinois.
Yeah, that was too easy that time. Looked like it was going to be an inside run. Fullback Rick Burgess, 46, leading the way. Really didn't have to hit anyone out there. And Randall cuts off his right hip, and he's into the zone, untouched.
6th touchdown of the year for the Kansas transfer, John Randall. Had to take a few plays off because he got banged in the hip to start the drive. Randall in this game. 9 carries, 159 yards already for Southern Illinois. Extra point is good. Southern Illinois finally gets on the board at the start of the second quarter. Outscored 10-0 in the first. Salukis getting the end zone early in the second.
Pulling the guard once again, and everyone thinks it's going to be an inside run, and Randall reads it perfectly and jumps outside. There's no one out there. Linebacker number 60 there gets hooked. Can't allow that. Nick Mernadakis gets sealed inside, and Randall burst outside for the 6.
Played football at Kansas, as you mentioned, BJ. He was not only a running back, but primarily a cornerback and special teams player at Kansas. So he wanted to play offense, came to Southern Illinois, Gateway Conference, all newcomer team. Couple of 100 rushing yard games this season, and guess what? He has another one already, not even a minute into the second quarter on that 9-play, 97-yard drive by the Southern Illinois offense.
And he's compact, 5'11", 195. He is a strong running back, very explosive. Love the way he hits the hole.
Randall out of Wichita, Kansas, went to Southeast High School. You want to know more about the high schools around Kansas or anywhere else, log on to maxpreps.com. You can get the latest in high school sports, news, scores, highlights, streaming video, and my favorite, the in-depth features. You'll find out about a lot of the high school programs that maybe you don't know about: football, basketball, volleyball, everything else. Get it all at maxpreps.com. Carter Blackburn with Brian Jones, our CSTV crew from Carbondale, Illinois. Homecoming for the Salukis. The number 6 ranked team, they're 5-0 on the year. Youngstown State 4-1, only losses to Ohio State. And we knew we were going to get a tight one when these teams got together. DeMichael Horn on the return. He comes to the 28. You know, I was giving Randall just a little bit too much credit, and quite honestly, Brian, I should have thought this one through. He has 69 rushing yards. They originally handed us a stat sheet that said he had 159, but 69 rushing yards for John Randall.
Yeah, drop the stats people in the grease. There you go, Carter.
They're greased.
Because you can't read. Okay.
No, it said 159. I can read pretty good.
I think that's total for offense, not just for Randall.
Actually, they don't even have 159 total yards of offense, Brian. At least that's what the stat sheet says now. Jabari Scott, the first down carry for Youngstown State. Sophomore out of San Antonio, Texas, Taft High School. Youngstown State is a program that recruits nationally. And one of the things the Youngstown coaches were talking about in Ohio, where you don't have a lot of spring football. Obviously, it's a great area to recruit around Ohio, but so much easier San Antonio, Texas, the warm weather climates, to go down there during the spring when you can recruit, you can go on the road and see guys play in the spring, offer them scholarships. A guy like Jabari Scott, very talented, but at 5'10", there's always question marks for the big-time programs if you're 5'9", 5'10". So you can get a chance to get a scholarship, play for a great program like Youngstown State.
Scott's been banged up somewhat the last couple of weeks, injured his hamstring. Didn't play last week, but back in there this weekend.
That was a gateway opening win over Missouri State last week for John Haycock's Youngstown State Penguins. 3rd and 6 for Youngstown State. They scored on their opening 2 drives, had to punt last time. We'll see if Tom Zetz can get him to the first down chain. To the tight end again, first down again. Derek Bush, 3rd catch of the day. 2nd first down catch of the day for Mr. Bush.
Brandon Jordan, number 10, who also didn't play last week, who's back in there at linebacker. They're all-world freshman last season, newcomer of the year. He's been banged up, but he was there just a tick too late to knock that ball away from Bush. Jordan's father, whom I know played a number of years in the NFL with the Kansas City Chiefs, played with the New Orleans Saints.
Zetz scrambling on first down. Firing, tipped, and nearly intercepted. Pass is incomplete. Clayton Johnson got a hand on it, and then Trevor Moe, the strong side linebacker, a chance to pick it, but he couldn't haul it in.
Well, 29, Sammy Biggs, wide receiver, is lobbying for an interference call, and I believe he's correct. The defender definitely got there too soon. He's riding his back, just knocks him to the ground, and there's no flag. This is clearly pass interference. I'm not sure what the officials were looking at. Clayton Johnson too early, way early on that one. They get the benefit of the doubt.
Trevor Moe has a younger brother, Todd, a linebacker on the team as well. Trevor's out of Garrett, Indiana. 2nd and 10. Zetz pumps, throws, caught by Philando Williams. So we've seen Philando Williams running from the QB position for a touchdown. Now Williams lined up as a wide receiver. Every time he touches the football, he has 10 yards. So they want to get him as many touches as possible.
And another frozen road by Tom Zetz. He put that ball on the money between a number of defenders once again. Kid has a strong arm. Throwing that out route, you want to get it there in a hurry. That's a long throw.
Williams lined up at quarterback, 1st and 10. Running the draw left, hits the hole fast. Devon Reese is the tackler there as he finally gets to Philando Williams.
Another inside running play by the Penguins. Following big Leon Edwards, number 77, 6'3", 330. He is a big man. 77. He probably put 3 numbers on that jersey. He's as big as a 777.
6 plays on this drive for Youngstown State as they march it down. Williams tucks it, runs. This time they were ready for him. Hit him as soon as he got to the hole. That's the middle linebacker, the beast, Brandon Jordan.
Brandon's father, Buford Jordan, he was a beast as a running back. He'd bowled you over.
Played in McAndrew State, Buford Jordan did, and then 7 years with the New Orleans Saints as a fullback.
Just read your keys, flowing my way, get off of blocks and lower my shoulder and make me a tackle.
As
Good football there. He got away from the Bush there, 87, who's trying to block down on him.
Gets a break on the 3rd down and 2 play, however. Zetz pumps, throws, caught. first down. Rory Berry coming back to the football makes the grab. So move the chains to the 25 for another Youngstown State first down.
He actually had 2 guys open there. He faked the ball, faked the pass to Sammy Biggs, 29, pulled it back, and then found his main man, Berry. Zets looks pretty good here. We talked coming into the game, he wasn't throwing really a lot, had 4 touchdown passes and 3 picks, but they're really going to the pass in this ball game, trying to establish some balance, which I felt like they needed to do. You see Berry helps his quarterback out. The ball's a little bit behind him, but he's able to get those mitts back there and catch it.
5 wide, empty backfield on first down and 10.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Zets lost track of the play clock, so it's zeros. That's 5 yards. Leon Edwards is a guy who's filled in on that offensive line, BJ.
A couple of guys have filled in. The only man that's been a mainstay has been Samza, Brad Samza, 67.
Blitz coming on the edge. Zets runs right where the blitzing backers were. Fumbles the football. Southern Illinois on top.
He got popped. He got popped. Got to hold on to that rock. You know you're about to get hit. Put both hands on it. He was walloped.
Turner comes away with the football. Another takeaway by the Southern Illinois defense.
Not turn that ball over. Big games like this, any ball game, but especially huge conference games going up against a rival. Nice call, nice play call here. And Lee, that's Jordan that comes in and pops him. Number 10, Brandon Jordan. Little quarterback draw. Looks like he's going to have a first down, and he gets walloped. Coughs it up.
That is just the 4th lost fumble of the year for Youngstown State. So now we're even in the turnover battle. Saluki football. Last time they had it, a 97-yard touchdown drive. However, on the first down here, you're going to have false start on the offense.
Dead ball. False start. Offense, number 75, 5-yard penalty, first down.
First quarter, it was all Youngstown State, a 10-0 start here at McAndrew Stadium, Carbondale, Illinois. Salukis scored on the opening possession of the second quarter, and it's a field goal game. Carter Blackburn with Brian Jones, our entire CSTV crew. A Gateway Football Conference matchup in the Football Championship Subdivision, as it is now known.
Something like that.
Hill punts. They were waiting for the run from Hill. It was the strong safety, Vince Gliata, who's up there at the line of scrimmage to bring down Nick Hill. So the Southern Illinois defense forces a turnover from the Penguins, and this is what they have been doing all 17 turnovers gained. They had 13 all of last year.
Yeah, they had four interceptions last week, block punts, they had fumbles. In a huge game, I think Indiana State really helped them in padding those turnover stats.
Rolling the pocket for Hill on second down, completes to the sideline. It's Justin Allen, the senior from Glenpool, Oklahoma, who makes that grab. He spent a couple of years at Oklahoma A&M before becoming a Saluki, and he got banged up on the play.
Got a little busted chin there. He'll be all right. Rub some dirt on that and stay in the ball game.
Like they do it back in Glenpool, Oklahoma.
Exactly. Go get checked out for that, little Nick.
He won a 4A championship. They don't forget about those things, Glenpool, Oklahoma. Back in 2002, he was on that 4A championship team.
I tell you what, Lenny Wilkins, 32, came up and made a nice tackle. We've seen him have a pass break up, and he's tackling well.
3rd down and 9. To the sideline again, coming back to make the grab. Phil, go for it. It's a first down. Go forth and get me a first down, and he does.
You've been waiting to use that one, haven't you? They brought the blitz that time. Jeff Mills' defense. That was 56, James Terry coming off the edge and just as I brag on Wicks, they throw to his side. They get a first down. Thank you, Mr. Wicks. I appreciate that. That is Terry, running back, is able to get one of his legs and go for it, gets the first down.
Lenny does get the tackle, though.
Doesn't count if you get a tackle for a first down.
Randall, the first down carry, he gets drilled after picking up 3 yards. Randall does not yet have 159 rushing yards in this game, but he's been good.
He tried to give it to him. He can run it inside, as you saw in that last play. He can go outside here. Here he goes inside, and he has a little speed to him. Play cornerback, as we told you, as well as running back at KU, Kansas. Former school knocked off K-State today. College football is just wacky this year. K-State gets the huge victory last week down in Austin and lose this week at home.
Heard Spike Dykes say this week, he said, better get your guns ready and loaded because there's no blank weeks anymore.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. Number 61. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's the left guard, Aaron Lockwood. That's the second false start on this drive by the Salukis. First play of the drive, they had the foot on the gas a little bit too early, and now jumping out of the blocks just a little bit too early after another first down. So call it second down and 11 after that penalty against the Salukis. Already 3 penalties against Southern Illinois. Hill from the shotgun. Stunting up front. Time for him to throw, and he finds his fullback, Rick Burgess.
Yeah, he found Burgess, and then Jeremy Wright, 25, he found him as well. And Rashawn Simons, they both simultaneously there to knock Burgess to the ground. Excuse me, that's Jeremiah Wright.
Team leading tackler. He had 46 coming into the game. We've seen Wright make at least 3 tackles in this ball game. He gets a break, however, on 3rd down and 6. Got the nickel package in for 3rd and 6. Hill underneath. Randall can't hang on.
You've seen him go to Randall a number of times on the linebackers trying to get him one-on-one. He actually had him one-on-one. Rashawn Simons there, wants to try to take advantage of that matchup. And once again, the ball just out of the reach of Randall's grab. Get the turnover, but Youngstown State's defense is able to stiffen and not give up anything. 1 first down, that's it. No points.
Ravenesi to punt. Manages to haul that one in and get the punt away. D'Angelo Wilson will let it bounce. Now he backs up, and boy, does that take a Southern Illinois roll all the way down inside the 10. So Ravenesi gets away a good punt, pinning Youngstown State back near the 10-yard line. And some high fives all around for the sophomore from Carroll Stream, Illinois. 3-point advantage for Youngstown State. We'll see if the Penguins can go on the march when we come back. About a 2-hour drive south of St. Louis, Missouri. We are in Carbondale, Illinois. In fact, it's about the midway point between Memphis and St. Louis. And it's Youngstown State football. Youngstown State coming down from Youngstown, Ohio. Zetz on the keeper on first down, picks up a solid 4 yards. The senior who fumbled the football last time he touched it, but they dial it right back up for number 24.
And they were driving on that last possession. They were in Saluki territory, and he coughs it up. But his defense stiffens and doesn't give up a point. So he has another chance to see if he can get back down there in Saluki territory.
Youngstown State jumped out to a 10-0 lead. Obviously, they have not scored since. A huge hit. That is Larry Luster. And that is most definitely a tackle for loss.
6'3", 310, Larry Luster. Folks, the young man has 2 picks for touchdowns this year. A defensive lineman. Look at the big fella in the middle of your field, just whips. Lockwood, I believe that's who is in front of him. Or Tanner, excuse me, 50, and just whips it. I can't put that on Tanner. That's his boy, Brian Mullott. 51. Luster. A big hit.
The big 6-foot, 310-pound tackle forcing 3rd down and forcing Zetch to throw it away. That was borderline intentional grounding, but Horn may have been close enough to the football. Obviously, that's where Zetch was trying to go, clearly between the tackle box. And of course, if it's intentional grounding in the end zone, that's a safety, but no flag out on the play. It's just an incompletion, and it's a 3-and-out forced by the Southern Illinois defense. So the Salukis have tightened it up against Youngstown State.
Yeah, it was borderline roughing the pass as well. Devin Reese, 56, the defensive end. He was there, and Jameer Gaynor, 55, both there.
Nowicki gets the punt away. Craig Turner backing up to the 30. Turner with some blocks up front to the 45 before he's finally dragged down and stopped. Bob Perez makes the special teams tackle. Penalty flag on the play. And we...
On the defense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Now that's running into the kicker, not roughing the kicker. It's not the 15-yard automatic 1st down. That's the running into the kicker, basically unintentionally.
Penalty will be assessed at the end of the kick, 5-yard penalty. Southern Illinois ball, 1st and 10.
Salukis get the football near midfield, looking for a scoring, game-changing drive for Jerry Killsbunch when we come back to Carbondale. The Youngstown State Penguins against the Southern Illinois Salukis. Yes, it is a matchup of mascots, which is unlike any other in all of college sports. We'll tell you what a Saluki is. I hope you know what a penguin is. But nobody has a real good explanation as to how the penguin became Youngstown State's mascot. I think back in the 30s, there was a basketball team standing outside on a cold night. Somebody said they looked like a bunch of penguins. That's about it. They embraced it. They embraced the identity of the Penguins for Youngstown State. So even though there's obviously no Penguins in Ohio, there's still the Youngstown State Penguins.
I'm sure during the winter you could get some Penguins that could live up there as cold as it gets there.
Holding, defense, number 4, 10-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
That's on the corner, D'Angelo Wilson. You know, Brian, they also, Michigan does not have Wolverines. The Wolverine has never been viewed in the wild in the state of Michigan.
And the Badgers of Wisconsin, they're named after the Miners. That's what they call the Miners.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
We're full
72 points last week against Indiana State, 7 against Youngstown State. But that is what Southern Illinois expected. They knew that Youngstown State was going to be a very different football game. Wilson coming off the edge on the corner blitz. They run right away from it with Larry Warner, the junior, the 3rd back we see for Southern Illinois. And offensive coordinator Matt Limegrover said we'll see probably 4 backs: Randall, Kareem, Larry Warner, and freshman Richard White.
Alan Turner, wide receiver and returner, is limping off the field. That could be a bloated offense.
Hill under center on 2nd down, busted play, so Hill just tucks it and runs.
No, I don't think it was a busted play. It was that little reverse option they ran earlier, and he just kept it, tucked it up inside. Youngstown read it pretty good.
So you think this is a design keeper?
Oh, watch him. Yeah, watch. He's going to – they're both reversing field. That was a little counter play. He just kept it. The defenders read it.
Still picks up 4 yards.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, they won on this one. They read the play. I'm just going to keep it. See if I can get some positive yards. He did.
3rd down and 3, the power I backfield. Not much of a power run, though, as Kareem gets shoved right back.
That's Maurice Smith. He made the play twice.
And that's the senior transfer from Michigan State, Maurice Smith.
Yeah, Kareem had to jump over him and stumbled, and then he tried to bounce out of the little pack.
Flag on the play, though.
Smith got him again.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Defense, late hit. Number 4, 15 yards. 1st down.
See if we can pick up this late hit.
That's Wilson again. Simple power running game. Trying to go up the middle. You see Smith. You really can't see him there on the ground. You can see him reach there at the end.
Well, it's a 15-yard penalty, keeping the drive alive. So they had him stopped. They had him stopped, and then D'Angelo Wilson with his 2nd penalty of the drive. He had a defensive holding, and now a late hit, 15-yard penalty against D'Angelo Wilson. Keeps the football right in the Salukis' hands.
Well, you got to be smart in the ball game. Get a chance to get off the field, sit over there and get you some Gatorade and cool off a little bit and make a silly mistake like that. I got to teach him how to get away with those little penalties. I had a method to my madness.
2nd down and 7. Hill under center with an eye backfield. Play fake. Hill keeps it, spinning back. Jeremiah Wright spying on Nick Hill the whole way, was waiting for him. Kept it to a minimal 3-yard gain.
Well, he ate up some grass on that play, showed his speed. Looked as though Nick Hill had an opportunity to pick up more than just 3 yards, and Jeremiah reverse pivoted and got on his horse. He didn't get on his penguin, folks. He got on his horse. Here he comes. Tries to get that head across the bow. Mr. Quarterback, where do you think you're going?
3rd down again. This is 3rd down and 3 coming up. Timeout, Southern Illinois. So a timeout, big 3rd down coming up. Salukis on the march, 3rd and 3 when we come back. After a 10-0 first quarter when Youngstown State dominated play, it's the Salukis a touchdown to start the 2nd. Now Jerry Kill's bunch would like to get a touchdown to end the 2nd. However, on this 3rd down and 3 play, Nick Hill is not on the field. So the senior QB for the Salukis is on the sideline. You'll have the backup, the true freshman Joe Alaria at QB on 3rd down and 3. Alaria out of the shotgun. He will keep it himself. Slipped through one tackler and dropped at the 15, a yard shy of the 1st down.
Not sure what was wrong with Hill there. He's coming back on the field now.
Coming up at the half, we'll send you to Game Room. Adam Zucker, Scott Zolak, the Z team with all the scores and highlights. They'll tell you about the interesting games going on around the country, including Illinois knocking off 5th-ranked Wisconsin. You have Texas right now holding their own with Oklahoma and Dallas. A lot of interesting ball games going on, and of course, Florida, Georgia still to come tonight. This is on the Saluki sideline.
Timeout. Southern Illinois, the 3rd and final timeout.
Wow. I don't know what's going on there.
Now, Hill wasn't out there for the 3rd down play. You had the true freshman, Joe Alaria, who's out there for 3rd down, and then Hill appeared to come back on the field ready for 4th down. So the Salukis have run the clock down now to 4 seconds, calling a timeout. They're going to kick a field goal, attempt a field goal, to try and tie this game at the half. So they've taken their 2nd timeout here to get ready for the kicking unit. But
that's interesting there to see that exchange between the quarterback and head coach. I used to laugh. I guess this would be an inside joke because none of you guys were there when it was Mike Ditka and my man Heath Schuler would go at it. Dick would get so incensed he'd forget the quarterback's name. He'd call him all kinds of things.
My hunch is Ditka won most of those arguments with Heath Schuler.
Well, there was no arguing with him.
Youngstown State. It's their first timeout.
So Youngstown State will try and ice the freshman kicker Kyle Doherty.
Timeout.
So 4 seconds left before the half. Apparently Southern Illinois is going to try and kick it and tie this game up at 10-all. And you know, you came into this game and all the big numbers, 53 points per game for Southern Illinois, and lots of good offensive numbers for Youngstown State running the football. But both teams, as we talked to them this week, BJ, they said, all right, we expect a close game, a low-scoring game, a field position battle between Youngstown State and Southern Illinois. It's just not going to be a blowout one way or the other, and it's just not going to be a 55-45 game. So sure enough, a 32-yard field goal attempt from Kyle Doherty. Is Youngstown going to ice him again?
Timeout. Youngstown State.
Yes, they are.
You can't take those timeouts with you, so why not use them?
(10-7) Youngstown on Southern Illinois. Again, it was a 10-0 start for the Penguins. 7 points here in the second quarter for Southern Illinois. And I tell you what, we've seen a war of timeouts before a 32-yard kick before the end of the first half. Kind of a wild exchange of timeouts there.
Well, you can't take them with you, so why not use them? See if you can ice this young man, and maybe it'll rattle his nerves somewhat. You never know.
Now again, Doherty missed a 25-yarder last week against Indiana State. Obviously, this from 32 to try and tie it before the half. And points at a premium in this football game, so why not kick it and try to get him here? Doherty nails it. Tied at 10. Big ovation from the Saluki fans on homecoming after their team fell behind 10-0. The Salukis take the second quarter, outscoring the Penguins 10-0, so we are knotted at 10 in the battle of top 10 teams, Youngstown State and Southern Illinois. So Nick Hill and the Salukis moving the football, especially in the second quarter after they were stifled by that Youngstown D to start.
Well, Youngstown State came out fighting mad, got the opening fumble on the opening kickoff, that is, and then the Salukis got things together, got their offense in rhythm, and they've come back fighting as well.
Tied at 10 at the half. It's 10-all homecoming between Youngstown and Southern Illinois as we send you back to the field house game room.
All right, Carter, thanks a lot. Watching a game going into the locker room tied 10 apiece at the half. Adam Zucker here with Scott Zolak in game room, and hopefully BJ doesn't think about his money the way he thinks about timeouts. Might as well spend them because you can't take them with you.
That's what you get, defensive player trying to judge or you know, what an offensive coach is going to do. You can't take him with you. Why not call him there? But a little different. We thought it was going to be a high-scoring game. Salukis averaging almost 53 points coming into this thing. They have good balance, but not what we thought.
Yeah, 10 apiece at the break.
Homecoming weekend here at Southern Illinois University, McAndrew Stadium. It is 10-10 at the half between the Salukis and the Youngstown State Penguins in a battle of top 10 teams. Carter Blackburn with Brian Jones, and we said, all right, going in, it's not going to be a big scoring game. Sure enough, 10-10 at the half, and what turnovers we had certainly played a big role in that first half.
Well, they're even now in the turnover portion of the ball game, but you know when you get in these tough, critical games, conference openers, you know, the turnovers are going to be key right off the bat. Turner lays it on the turf. Youngstown State was able to get it, and they hit pay dirt. Orlando Williams, the wide receiver slash quarterback, he gets the touchdown. And then John Randall comes back for the Salukis, and he gets his team on the board. Hard running by Tom Zetz. He's popped. The ball comes out, and the Salukis are able to capitalize and get a field goal to tie the ball game up.
John Haycock, head coach at Youngstown State, joins us now. Coach, what did you tell your team at the half?
Well, I just told them we've got to continue to play. We knew all week long what game we were getting into. It's a Gateway Conference game. It's a great football game. Turnover margin is going to be key. We got to take care of the ball the second half, and we got to try to find a way to get one.
Hey, Coach, the intensity, had the turnovers, and then it seemed like the team kind of fell off there a little bit, especially after Zetz fumbled. What did you tell them about make sure they hold on to that football?
Well, I don't think our team fell off. That's a little different perception what I saw. I thought we played like crazy that half, and we fumbled the football, but our guys came back. We had a great stop at the end, and we'll continue to play hard. That's how we play in Youngstown. Thank you.
John Haycock, his team tied all 10 apiece between the Penguins and the Salukis. We'll kick off the second half next. Sunny skies in Carbondale, Illinois. It is homecoming weekend. The king has been crowned. The queen has been crowned. Now the question is who gets crowned on the football field. The hometown Salukis or the Youngstown State Penguins? What do you expect in the second half, BJ?
Well, you usually tell your troops at halftime it's 0-0. Well, it's 10-10. It's 0-0. So good for much of what we got in the first half.
Penguins get the football to start the second half. It's Doherty kicking off. Backing up to the end zone and taking a knee is DeMichael Horn. So the Penguins will get the football at the 20-yard line to begin play here in the second half. These are the first half numbers. Rushing yards, not nearly what you would expect with the explosive offenses, but obviously everything else, total yards, time of possession, relatively even. And 1-1 in the turnover category as well.
Well, coming in the ballgame, Salukis were giving up about 144 on the ground. Their rush defense, they've held up pretty well so far.
Zetz from the shotgun, the senior quarterback from Boardman, Ohio, just south of Youngstown, Ohio. Grew up watching the championship Youngstown State Penguin teams. He tucks it and runs on first down. Devin Reese, the senior defensive end, makes the stop. And Tom Zetz told us, yeah, he was part of growing up in Boardman, Ohio, was just following the Youngstown State teams, especially when they were winning the championships in the 90s. That was when he was in elementary school. So he remembers everybody coming to elementary school with the Youngstown State stuff on. Zetz at wide receiver here with Orlando Williams. The QB draw. Williams leaning forward to the 27 as we remind you about Brian Jones's ballyhoo. This is what BJ said before the game with the keys.
Well, as you saw there on that Orlando Williams, both quarterbacks pretty much are running the same package, so the Salukis didn't feel like they were going to have a big problem with that, but they have to step up, distinguish themselves. Zetz had the big fumble as they were moving into Saluki territory. Defense forced turnovers. They forced one on the aforementioned drive of Youngstown State into the red zone of Southern Illinois territory.
Williams lined up at receiver now with Zetz at QB. They need the 30-yard line to move the chains. Caught again by the tight end Derek Bush. This is turning into the Bush administration for Youngstown State. That is the fourth catch, the third first down for Derek Bush.
Let's just say it's turning into a Bush ball game because they keep going to this young man. He's 6'4", 270, throws a little shake. That move's not going to fool anyone. But he's able to get some room between he and the defender and haul it in for another first down. They've called his number a number of times in this ball game.
Zetz 24 lined up at wide receiver on 1st and 10 with the number 1 for Orlando Williams in at QB. Williams will keep it. Picks up a solid 3 yards. Now Southern Illinois thinks they may have come up with a fumble there at the bottom of the pile. It will be second down. You see the referee come in saying Williams' knee was down. So second down coming up. Tom Zetz wears 24. That's not usually a number you see a quarterback wear, but his dad and his uncle wore it at Struthers High School, and he recently found out why. He was wearing it 24 because his dad and his uncle wore it. Well, they wore it because grandmother Dolores, Tom's grandmother Dolores, her birthday is October 24th, so that means it's right around the corner. And we understand that Dolores turns 36 years old on this October 24th. So happy 36 or something like that. That's what Dolores turns this October 24th. Williams tucking it and running it again on first down. The junior from Georgia sprinting into Southern Illinois territory as the Penguins mixing it up on offense on the opening drive of the second half.
That's what we saw in the first half as well. They pretty much owned that first quarter, and a nice mix and rhythm to their offense. See some motion there, and Fernando just fakes the inside handoff, pulls it out of the belly of the running back and gets upfield. So they've been able to move the football. They weren't able to put points on the board after the initial 10.
That was in the first quarter. Youngstown State didn't score at all in the second. Tom Zetz trying to engineer a scoring drive to start the second half. Handing off to Kevin Smith. Broken tackle. Running room for Kevin Smith. Rumbling inside the 25.
Kevin Smith got his first start last week, over 100 yards. Someone needs to distinguish themselves in the backfield as far as the running game. It's been Kevin Smith. They really like what he brings to the table. Little stutter step there, hops over a defender and breaks a tackle. Young man's a gifted athlete. They like how he runs the ball, doesn't make a ton of mistakes. Nice game there.
23-yard pickup sets up first down and 10. It's Smith again. Inside the 20, dragging a defender with him. Kevin Smith's a guy, since, in essence, he's replacing Marcus Mason, who was a great running back for Youngstown State. Not the first time Kevin has filled big shoes. Back at Helix Charter High School near San Diego, he replaced a running back by the name of Reggie Bush. When Reggie left Helix Charter High School, Kevin Smith was the guy who was the next tailback, and so here he is replacing another All-America back in Marcus Mason. Already more rushing yards in the second half on this opening drive. Smith trying to reverse field, slips out of a couple tackles before finally he's brought down by Chris Arthurs.
Yeah, Chris Arthurs got the initial push up the middle, forced Kevin Smith to bounce that ball outside. Then Mixon showed up late. Arthur still gets in on the tackle. He makes the running back bubble there. Had a leg, lost a leg. Gets up and gets back in on the tackle. There you go, big fella.
Third down and 10 coming up. So Youngstown State drives inside the 25, but a third down here. The pump. Zetz to the end zone. Pass is incomplete. No flag. It'll be fourth down. Zetz was looking for the senior Rory Berry, who couldn't haul it in.
Berry wrestling back there with Marty Rogers, number 8, the safety. Just going to survey the field. Rory's going to come from your right side of the screen. There he is, shows up, and Rogers able to eat up some dirt and get in front. Make that a little bit more difficult pitch and catch.
41-yard field goal attempt from Brian Palmer, who has now made his last 6 kicks. It is straight on. The 41-yard attempt is no good. Wide right. The bend but don't break defense by the Salukis, forcing the missed field goal from Brian Palmer. Southern Illinois scored the last 10 points in this football game. Can the Salukis take the lead when they get the football back in a 10-10 game? In the third quarter of a top 10 matchup in the football championship subdivision, it is Youngstown State and Southern Illinois knotted at 10. John Aycock in his 7th season as head coach by the Youngstown State Penguins. Last 2 seasons, the Gateway Conference Coach of the Year. He had 2 assistant stints at Youngstown State, 91 to 96. And then in 2000, as defensive coordinator for Jim Tressel. Has been the head coach since Tressel obviously went to Ohio State. Nick Hill tucking and running on first down. Room for the senior QB for Southern Illinois out to the 43-yard line.
Well, we said coming to the ball game that this young man could get it done with his legs as well as his arm, and you see it right there. No running room, and somehow he's able to hide there in the interior line as the pressure comes to him. He's able to escape, get to the wide side of the field, and pick up a nice gain, and he doesn't slide. He's like, I'm going to go head first at you, cat.
Now, the goal for Nick Hill now is to not dribble the ball as he takes it downfield, but he was initially a basketball player. Actually went to Western Kentucky to play basketball.
Hilltoppers.
Hill on play action. Looking long pass. Drops at the 20. Phil Goforth had it in his hands and just flat out dropped it.
Ooh, go for it, go back. Man, that was right there on the money. Nice pass by Hill.
Now, Hill started off as a basketball player. When he transferred to Southern Illinois, he actually practiced with both the football and basketball teams, and then finally said, all right, my future is throwing the football. 6'3", 210. He has good size, lefty QB. He said he's given up basketball, except out on the blacktop, recreation-wise, and he has broken just about every Southern Illinois passing record in his 4 years as the Saluki QB. Handing off here to John Randall. Tough running right up the gut.
Oh, yeah, you hear those pads popping. Love that sound.
Jeremiah Wright makes a stop. Jeremiah Wright now with 5 tackles in the game, and he's been the guy who's been stopping John Randall.
Well, you figured the linebackers were going to be busy. A lot of inside running from the quarterback as well as the running back. So the linebackers, you should hear your name called a lot. Games like this.
Wright looking to make a stop here on 3rd down and 1. Pitch to Randall on the edge. Gets the corner and more. Randall inside the 30.
Randall caught down by 52.
We've seen that reverse pivot by the quarterback and the pitch to the running back Randall this time, and you're going to see 2 guys get picked off here on the left side of the screen. There's Jeremiah, number 25, Jeremiah Wright. We also had Brandon Williams out there. Excuse me, that's not Brandon Williams. Dorian Chenault, number 6. Both get picked off by one offensive player and allows Randall to scoot outside, pick up a large gain.
22-yard pickup on the 3rd down and 1 conversion. Hill waggling left. Now Hill is going to dance to the 20, so he picks up 5 yards on a play where obviously he was looking to throw it to the end zone.
Well, good decision that time not to force anything. Smart quarterback, just say, I'll tuck it and see what I can get. And got a positive gain. Looked like he wanted to go back to go for it up top. He's covered well.
Second down and 5 play with Nick Hill out of the shotgun. 3 wide. Inside give, Kareem. Stopped 2 yards shy of the 1st down. Correction, it's Warner the ball carrier. That's 21 Larry Warner, the junior out of Vicksburg, Mississippi.
You got big Randall running through there. Kareem 205, Randall 195. Then they bring the little guy 5'7", 180. Warner in, give him a little game.
So now on 3rd down coming up, it's Warner checking out. We'll see the senior John Randall back in there at tailback. This is 3rd down and 2. Big play here for the Salukis. They like to get 6 or 7 on the board rather than settling for 3 on this drive in the middle of the 3rd quarter. Randall gets the handoff, cuts it back, 1st down, move the chains.
Momentarily, it looked as though the Penguins had enough defenders out there to stop Randall. He just puts that head down, lowers the head, and moves forward, picks up the 1st down.
Tune in tomorrow night, 6:30 Eastern, for the premiere of the Peg Legs of Stuyvesant High, documentary following some of New York's brightest students. Peg Legs of Stuyvesant High, tomorrow night, 6:30 Eastern, only on CSTV. High school that was severely affected by 9/11. Hill looking underneath, pass caught, touchdown. touchdown. Southern Illinois on top. Justin Allen, the TD grab.
Well, Allen's over there wide open, and his heel couldn't believe his buddy was so wide open. He threw the ball behind him. Allen's able to grab it and still get in the end zone. Justin Allen's going to cross your face here. There he is coming underneath. Little crossing route. Everyone goes with the initial back from the left side of the formation, and Allen's wide open. San Francisco 49ers used to drive me crazy with that, crossing the running backs.
You weren't the only one.
That's why I'm working with you.
17-0. The Salukis have scored 17 unanswered, including the 14-yard TD grab by Justin Allen. Southern Illinois on top. Can the Penguins respond when they get the football back? (17-10) Southern Illinois. 17 straight points for the Salukis on homecoming, the last of which comes from the third TD grab of the year for Justin Allen, a guy who had 9 catches his entire Saluki career. He now has 13 catches this season and 3 touchdown grabs for a guy who spent a couple of years at Oklahoma A&M. And on homecoming Saturday, gives the Salukis the lead. Now we'll see if that Southern Illinois defense can hold back the Youngstown State Penguins. That's a good start right through the end zone for the freshman kicker, Kyle Doherty. Touchback.
I know Saluki alum Jeff Wilkins, kicker for longtime kicker for the I was going to say Los Angeles Rams. I'm dating myself. St. Louis Rams. I'm sure he's taking a look at this ball game, likes that kickoff.
Oh, and the Cardinals left St. Louis. They're now in Phoenix.
Yeah, thank you.
Certainly. On the season, Youngstown State was averaging 226 yards a game. Today, 99. Now, again, the Penguins played some teams that probably aren't as good as Southern Illinois.
But they're passing a lot more in this game, and I like what they're doing with the offense. They've just not been able to convert. A couple times they've been down in Saluki territory.
Orlando Williams in at QB, breaks a tackle and breaks free for an 8-yard gain. Williams slipping out of the tackle of the cornerback, Craig Turner.
Well, he's a slippery player. See, they want to get that ball in his hands, and he makes a good player. Turner missed. One of the better cornerbacks in the Gateway Conference. And he got the game started with a touchdown for the Penguins. And he's thrown a few passes, caught a pass. See, tough running between the tackles. You usually don't expect that from a wide receiver. Gaping hole there. Carter Blackburn probably could have ran through that one. Didn't, maybe not.
Second down here is Williams. This time they were waiting for him. Now, as a defense, if you're Southern Illinois, when you see number 1 back there, you've now gotten your looks at him as a quarterback, as a receiver, what they're going to do with Orlando Williams. At this point in the game, are you more ready for him?
Well, what you have to get acclimated to is the speed of the guy. You've got to get a feel for the game and the pace of the game and his moves and gauge that. And now it's not as surprising later in the ball game when he's back there quarterback.
And sure enough, Williams is in there for 3rd down and 1. Big 3rd down play for the Penguins. He tucks it, he runs, he dives, and just does, from the initial spot, get the first down by about half a yard before the free safety, Clayton Johnson, finally brings him down.
So Brandon George, number 10, he's going to shoot through the gap right there, and Williams runs into his own player, is able to bounce off of him. That's Josh Tanner. Tanner's may have hurt Tanner. Grabbing his heart. Elizabeth, I'm having a big one.
Williams at QB again, keeping it again after the fake give. Slippery again for a 6-yard gain. Slipping on the outside.
Well, he's so much faster than Zetz. They feel like they've got to grab momentum in this ball game. Not that they're down by a lot, just 7 points, but still, he gives them so many options.
You think Orlando's winded right now after carrying that football?
He won't carry it this time. Well, maybe not. He's a wide receiver this time. We'll see. Let's still throw it to him.
He's lined up on the outside. Zet's back in at QB. Inside give. Kevin Smith just pushed back as soon as he got the football. Chauncey Mixon leading the charge.
Linebacker Chauncey Mixon snuffs that one out. And the key was to push up front once again. Big boys up front, got a nice little push.
Another big third down coming up, 3rd and 6. 3rd down and 6. Saluki fans on their feet. Youngstown State needs the 41. Underneath, Williams trying to set up the screen for Orlando Williams, and the Salukis snuff it out.
A little slip screen there, and James Cloud, defensive end, he was ready for it. Good series for the Saluki defense. Get off the field, give up the initial first down, but then able to stop them. 3 plays and got a punt coming.
Ben Nowicki to punt it away, who is averaging 48.5 per punt in this game. This is his 3rd punt, averaging nearly 50 yards a kick. Corey Lindsey back to receive this one. Lindsey backs up, fields it inside the 20, dropped as soon as he does. So another good-looking punt from Ben Nowicki, pinning Southern Illinois back. 7-point lead for the Salukis, and they get the football when we come back. In Southern Illinois, they love their Saluki football. They love their Salukis. They also love their barbecue. You know, some say, and I believe it's Bon Appetit magazine said that the best ribs in the country, 17th Street Bar and Grill, Murfreesboro, Illinois. We're kind of connoisseurs of barbecue now. So we had some last night.
You keep talking.
Yeah, all right. I'm telling you, they're pretty good. Now, we went to the original in Murfreesboro today, much better than one of the franchise locations we had earlier. On play action here.
Quit smacking, Carter.
Hill is going to be dragged down and sacked behind the line of scrimmage. So we agree that these are good ribs, Brian. Now, would you agree with Bon Appetit that they are the best barbecue ribs in the country, the best you've had?
I disagree with Bon Appetit. The best ribs, the best barbecue that has ever touched these lips is in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Next week, we're there, SMU versus Southern Miss.
Letha's.
Letha, we're coming to see you, girl.
Letha's in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
You better get ready, but these are all right.
It's pretty good.
Your football game going on?
Of course, you got Rendezvous Ribs and Memphis. That's another good spot. That's more the dry rub. Now back in our native state of Texas. And the legendary Stubbs back in Lubbock. Now it's only in Austin. As Randall spins out of a couple tackles and gets out to the 19. So yeah, Southern Illinois can stack up pretty well with the best rib joints around the country. And again, we recommend, if you're taking notes at home, the original 17th Street Bar and Grill in Murfreesboro, Illinois. It's only about 5-10 minutes away from campus here at Carbondale. So if you come to visit Southern Illinois,
actually looked like a rib joint. Unlike
smelt like a rib joint.
Brother or sister in Marion.
Meanwhile, in the football game, a 3rd down and 9 coming up here for the Salukis on one of the final plays of the 3rd quarter. Hill out of the shotgun. Pass caught, and that's a nice grab by the freshman, Jeff Evans. That's the 3rd grab, and we talked to offensive coordinator Matt Limegrover about his receivers. He said, we want to get the football to Jeff Evans because he can make plays like that one-on-one. He just wins the battle for the ball.
Well, Jarvis Richards had excellent coverage there, but sometimes that quarterback just puts just enough zip on the ball and allows his receiver to get it. Evans there, nice grab, but Richards, he can't be upset with himself. He had perfect coverage.
Salukis want to get off one more play here in the 3rd. Evans lined up on 1st down and 10. Bull snaps it with 1 second left in the quarter. Kareem gets the carry and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. So, 10 points in the first quarter for Youngstown State. Since then, 17 unanswered by the Salukis. And in the gateway battle of top 10 teams, we go to the fourth quarter. 15 minutes left. It's 17-10 Salukis. It went down to the wire last year when Youngstown State stopped the Salukis at the 2-yard line. What does the fourth quarter hold this year in Carbondale? Fourth quarter between the Penguins and Salukis. Earlier we saw a late hit called in the first half against Youngstown State, factored into a Southern Illinois drive. This is the last play of the third quarter. You see a late hit here?
Woo, there's a belly flop. It's a late hit. Youngstown State dodged on there.
I believe that was Luke Madelon. We didn't get a real good look at the number, but I believe that's Luke Madelon flying in. Nevertheless, Youngstown State may have gotten away with one. This is a 2nd down and 9 play. First play of the fourth quarter. Quick hitter to Evans again, who makes the grab. Yards after catch, he picks up the first down, spinning away from the first defender. Fourth grab of the game for Jeff Evans.
They've gone to the pass in this drive, and Evans has been the guy. Look, quick slant. Evans comes up with it again. Salukis trying to keep the drive going.
Deji Kareem gets the first down carry, scraping along the offensive line as he just stretches it out around the edge to pick up maybe 5 yards on the first down carry.
And what they're doing is staying in manageable situations, 2nd and 3rd down. It's been a while since we've had a 3rd and long for the Salukis.
You hear the phrase more often now, they're on schedule, not getting behind schedule. There's Jeff Mills, defensive coordinator and secondary coach. His first year, he's changed this Youngstown State defense. They were 3-4, but he's really a 4-3 guy, which is one of the reasons John Aycock hired him to be defensive coordinator. He wanted to install the 4-3. Against that 4-3, they get a pick. This is Lenny Wicks picking it off, returning it back to the 45. The first INT thrown by Nick Hill this year.
Bad read on his part. He threw the ball behind his receiver. Wicks stepped in front and got the pick. They kept going for that little skinny post. You can see it once again. He's eyeing him the whole way, and Wicks just steps in front. He reads the route, steps in front. Receiver probably could have done a better job of selling that route.
That is the first INT thrown by Nick Hill since November 25th of last year. 138 consecutive passes without an INT until Wicks picks that one off, giving Youngstown State the football. Zets sacked on the first play from scrimmage. Devin Reese gets the 2nd sack of his senior year.
Yeah, Zets wanted to go downfield to Bush, number 87, the big tight end. But Brandon Jordan got right in the passing lane. You can see him looking at the big fella right there. He wanted to release it, but thought better of it and had to take a sack.
Brings up 2nd and 17 for the Penguins from their own 48.
First interception in 138 attempts. Back to November 25th of 2006 for Nick Hill. Now he has to hope his defense can make a couple more plays like that to get the football back. Zets misses Orlando Williams, dragging across the middle.
Oh, he threw a missile that time. Trying to get the ball to Williams. Wide receiver coming across the middle. He threw a rocket. See Jordan there, he's on him. He actually hits him. You got a referee who's in the sight line, and then Brandon Jordan gets a little shove on the receiver crossing. Used to love it when those wide receivers do those crossing. You can get some nice shots on him. Now they protect them too much.
Except against the 49ers.
Except against the 49ers.
Here's 3rd down and 17 coming up.
They were moving too fast.
Youngstown State has to get to the 45. Zets, long drop. Firing to the sideline. Pass caught. first down at the 21. Rory Berry makes the first down catch. The seniors hook up to move the chains.
We had Anthony Williams, number 9, a cornerback in coverage there. I guess he thought he had some help over the top, which he did. The safety just can't get over that far. You can't expect that safety to get over that far. Nice job by Zetz laying that ball in there, in between the safety and the cornerback. There's no way that safety is going to be able to get all the way over to the boundary like that. Nice route, nice throw.
Just like Tom Zetz told us earlier this week, Rory Berry's the go-to guy. A 31-yard pickup makes it 1st and 10 from the 21. Penguins haven't scored since the first quarter. Play action. Zetz finds Williams. Spinning at the 17. Flag comes in at the end of the play after a 4-yard grab for Philando Williams. If it stands, that'll be the 4th grab by Philando Williams.
Illegal blocking the bat. Offense, number 87. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Still first down.
How big is that one? I guess we'll see. We'll see what the outcome is, huh?
Well, we talk about it each and every week. The penalty is 5 yards, but it just depends on when it happens. It knocks you out of field goal range, you end up with no points. It's bigger than just those 5 yards. So time will tell.
You think that's a momentum-busting penalty?
Not yet. Could be.
Bush lined up as a wing. Now he motions to tight end. Hand off to Kevin Smith. Breaks a tackle down near the 10, near a first down at the 11. So Youngstown State says forget about the momentum buster. Kevin Smith breaks it near a first down, picking up 14 yards after the penalty.
Actually ran out of his shoe. Nice play call in there. Young man runs tough in between the tackles. He's coming out of the ball game. Just another zone read, inside handoff, and he's able to bounce it to the outside. Has excellent vision for a running back. Saw the daylight out there. That peripheral vision, that's huge. That's what sets running backs apart. You can have great speed, great strength, but the vision is the key.
Smith picks up the first down. First down and 10 from just outside the 10. Williams at QB. Handing it off. No, Williams keeps it. Well, I was following it just like the defense was. Williams keeps it and nearly snuck into the end zone.
Well, partner, I was with you. I was lost on that one. He does such an excellent job of hiding his football. He sticks it there and pulls it out actually pretty fast, but can't pick it up.
Marty Rogers finally stops him, the strong safety for Southern Illinois. Bringing up 2nd down and 2. This is not yet 2nd down and goal. The first down line is just inside the 1. Williams at QB again. Williams keeps it. Touchdown, Youngstown State. Philando Williams has both rushing touchdowns for the Penguins, and they're an extra point away from tying it up in the 4th.
We've seen this play all afternoon long. Fake the inside hand up, just follow that back. It's like an ISO for the quarterback. He's running back is your lead blocker. He actually doesn't follow him all the way. Slips off to the right, finds a crease, and he's in the zone.
First point since the first quarter for Youngstown State. Palmer's extra point ties it at 17. So after 17 unanswered by the Salukis, Youngstown back on the board to tie it at 17. The Penguin is not happy right now. He's not happy. Now his team just scored to tie the game at 17, and yet he's still looking mad.
Well, he's tied. That's why.
Well, he's a tough Penguin to please, is my point. I mean, even after Youngstown State scores to tie this game at 17, the Penguin is not pleased.
Well, he's probably upset because he's in that hot uniform.
I don't blame him. That is probably the hottest Penguin you will ever see.
Not used to this climate.
11 minutes, 32 seconds left in regulation. went down to the wire last year in Youngstown, Ohio, when the Penguins stopped the Salukis at the 2-yard line and won that game. However, Youngstown has lost on the last 2 trips to Carbondale, Illinois, which is where we're playing today on homecoming. Return out to the 33-yard line by Corey Lindsey.
Usually you don't want to place homecoming on a game like this. Usually it's a team that you feel like that you have a very good chance to beat, and they have homecoming versus one of their toughest opponents.
So 13,000 plus on hand here to see the Salukis on a homecoming weekend. They would love to see a Saluki win for Jerry Kill's team. 17 all. Jerry Kill, of course, a cancer survivor. 2005, he battled kidney cancer, in remission for several months now. Jerry Kill told us earlier this week, I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do, but his approach is just keep on going. Stay focused and keep on going for his family and for his football team. And again, happy to say that that cancer has been in remission for several months. He has founded the Coach Kill Cancer Fund here in Southern Illinois, raising a lot of money for cancer research. We said that Jerry Kill, resurrected the program, but they hadn't been to the playoffs since '83. They had 9 consecutive losing seasons before Jerry Kill took this program over in 2001. He estimates homecoming his first year, they had about 700 people in the stands. So to have 13,000 here today.
They were here to see the homecoming queen.
Who can blame them? Go for it, slips and falls. That's incomplete. And it was a slow building process. 2004, they finally made the playoffs for the first time in 21 years. Correction, 2003 they made the playoffs. That was a game they had to go on the road and play at Delaware. Very windy conditions on a fledgling sports network known as College Sports TV. We were there for the Salukis' first playoff appearance in 20 years, and now they've gone to 4 straight playoffs under Jerry Kill. 3rd down and 8 for the Salukis. Hill pressured, lets it fly, incomplete. Great play by Lenny Wicks. He was beat on it, but got the hand back.
Oh yeah, he's able to get that paw in there, but Jeff Evans actually had him beat. Hill puts a little bit more air underneath that ball. That may be 6 for the Salukis.
The top 10 matchup in Carbondale, Illinois, in the Gateway Conference College Football's championship subdivision. Carter Blackburn with Brian Jones, along with our entire CSTV crew. It has been a rushing yard heavy game. Southern Illinois has been moving the football on the last couple of drives. Did that one stay inbounds? Apparently it did. I mean, Minnesota Fats couldn't have put the English on that ball.
Well, John Haycock doesn't believe it stayed in bounds. He's having a hissy fit on the sideline, throwing his hat,
Scott
going at the referees.
Field judge may be reaching into his pocket here pretty soon.
They can't call a tech.
Can't call a T. You can sure flag the coach. We saw that a couple weeks ago. So his assistants over there trying to calm down the head coach of Youngstown State, John Aycock, who did not think that that ball went out of bounds. Quite obviously, it's a 49-yard punt, and obviously it's going to stand. And Coach Aycock turns his attention back to the first down play. Williams on offense, tucks it, runs, sprinting ahead, running over a defender to get to the 25. It was Williams laying the punishment to Trevor Moe, the strong side linebacker.
The linebacker he's running at like that. Ouch. Tough running back, tough wide receiver, quarterback, whatever you want to call him. He runs downhill and hard.
So a first down pickup for Williams at QB. He splits wide as a receiver and gives Tom Zetz the QB duties back. Senior from Boardman, Ohio. Penguins scored on their last drive to tie this game at 17. Zetz pressure, tucks it, sprints ahead to the 37-yard line. Rather, the 32-yard line. diving for a 5-yard pickup. You said in the ballyhoo, BJ, that Orlando Williams was going to be a key for this Youngstown State offense, and he certainly has.
Well, number one, 6 foot, 195. He runs tough, outside, inside. You're not going to bring him down with arm tackling, and you leave a big old gaping hole like that, he's going to find it and just accelerate through it. Couple touchdowns on the afternoon for the young man.
He's in a quarterback now, handing it off on 1st down and 10. Kevin Smith the carry.
Yeah, big 3rd down here for the Salukis. They need to get off the field. Youngstown State definitely has the momentum. 3rd and 5. Need to come up with a stop.
Officially, they call it 3rd down and 4, but bottom line, Youngstown State has to get to the 37 for a 1st down. Salukis would love a stop. There's going to be a timeout. Youngstown State calls the timeout. First called timeout of the 2nd half by the Penguins. Youngstown State, the Penguins, the Salukis from Southern Illinois locked at a 17-all tie with less than 9 to go in the 4th. Coming up later tonight, 7:30 Eastern, it's UCF versus East Carolina. We've seen a Kevin Smith carry the football in this game for Youngstown State. And then tonight, you'll have Kevin Smith, the nation's top rusher. That's right, the nation's #1 rusher for the UCF Knights, battling the East Carolina Pirates. Big matchup, 7:30 Eastern in Conference USA tonight.
ECU got a big win at Houston.
On the road last weekend. Here's a big 3rd down play, 3rd and 4. Zetz dumps it over the middle. Williams hauls it in, and he has a 1st down. Move the chains. Orlando Williams again.
Well, I think they've gone over that 15 or 20 plays. They wanted to get the ball in his hands in this game. He's clearly the go-to guy. Little simple route, pitch and catch for the quarterback. Just nice little curl route. They're playing off of him. They pretty much gave him that. Zet's looking at him the whole way.
That is the 5th catch of the game for Orlando Williams. He has 2 rushing touchdowns, lined up in wide out again. Zetz pump fakes, he rolls and throws it incomplete. Clearly outside the tackle box. Now they're going to throw the flag now for intentional grounding. Did you think Zetz was outside the tackle box? He also had his tight end, Bush, running down there with him.
Well, don't ask me about this. I hate this ruling. It gives the quarterback an out. You do all that huffing and puffing up front, fighting those big guys to get to him, and then he's just able to throw it away and to get out of the predicament he's gotten himself in.
And it's the referee, Ron Snodgrass, who threw it. In order for it to be intentional grounding, you have to be between the tackles with no one in the vicinity of the football. And it looked like Zetz was both outside the tackle box and like he had the tight end Bush.
Yeah, Bush was there.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 24. It's loss of down at the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
Well, as the rule is written, that's a bad call. And we see Haycock going off again. He's clearly going to be outside the tackle. Pump fake there. There's nothing. Oh, yeah,
that's a bad call. He's clearly outside the tackle box, and Derek Bush is right there. So, loss of down makes it 2nd down and 20 with the intentional grounding call. Making it tougher on the Penguins with 8:21 to go in the 4th. Zetz over the middle, throws the interception. Brandon Jordan picks it off. Brandon Jordan knocked out at the 27. And a little fracas ensues as Brandon Jordan runs it back and ends up in the Youngstown State bench. The officials separate the 2 teams and send the Salukis back to their sideline.
Well, Jordan did an excellent job as a linebacker getting depth. They give you that they'll tease you a little bit with those running backs crossing routes, but he gets depth because when they run in front of your face, that means something's coming behind you, and he knew that, and he got depth. That allowed him to get the pick. They tease you with the little underneath crossing routes. Don't be fooled by that. He got depth, and Zetz did not see him going for his receiver, Diggs, that time. Dominique Barnes. Great linebacker pass defense there.
The 12th interception of the season for the Southern Illinois defense, first for Brandon Jordan. So now the offense gets the football knowing that if they can move it 10 yards at the most, you're going to end up with a chip shot field goal to go up with less than 8 minutes to play.
Well, those field goals, as you and I have seen this season, are not guaranteed. You're going for 6 here.
Rick Burgess, the first down carry for the Salukis, lost about half a yard, maybe a full yard. So call this 2nd down and 11 for Nick Hill and the Salukis. The pitch again. Randall gets to the outside with a nice block from Justin Allen.
Did he put a block on number 8, Jarvis Richards, and Richards is hollering for a holding call. But how huge was the intentional grounding? 2nd and 20. You've got to at least try to get half of it, and Zetz tries to go down the middle of the field and throws a pick.
I really thought they were going to pick that flag up after discussing it. Instead, intentional grounding. Next play, the interception, giving Southern Illinois a chance with the football. Injured player on the field. Believe is Blake Halverson down on the field, the left end for Youngstown State. And while the training staff tends to Blake Halverson, we'll check in on the guys from Going Big. Road Trip Central / Going Big throughout the Big Ten and Big 12. That's the guy in there, Jim Tressel. The Youngstown State fans are certainly proud of so far. 2,800 miles logged by Matt Myers and Mike Ogle. This week they're in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl for Oklahoma, Texas. Next week, Illinois and Iowa. Check out their travels presented by AT&T. CSTV.com. Just look for Going Big.
They've got a barn burner down there in Texas, 21-21. Started the 4th quarter. No one saw that coming, the way Texas was manhandled last week versus K-State. Anytime it's a rival game, you never know what's going to occur.
Blake Halverson being held to the Youngstown State sideline. It is Saluki football and a 3rd down and 4 coming up from the 20, so it will be a 37-yard field goal from here. Obviously, the Salukis like to move the chains and get into the end zone. Hill from the shotgun on 3rd and 4. Play action. Hill is going to tuck it and be shoved out of bounds. Miles Banford knocks him out, and it's actually a loss of 2 or 3 yards on the play, making this a longer field goal for a freshman kicker, Kyle Doherty. Do you think about leaving your offense out there for 4th down?
No, you got to go for the points. You got that kid on your team for a reason, so he's missed one. You may have a player who missed a tackle, but you still have confidence in him, and if you got to build confidence and show them, hey, we believe in you. We know you didn't get it done last time. He's already made 1 field goal today. So got to get the points on the board.
This will be a 39-yarder. Kyle Doherty has hit a 40-yarder in his Saluki career. They're having some trouble with the chains here, but now they've got them all set up for the 3rd down play. So Jerry Kill says send the freshman kicker out there for a 39-yard field goal attempt. 39-yard attempt. Missed it way left. Missed it way left. So the Youngstown State defense holds. We are still tied at 17 with 6:56 to go. The Penguins will get the football back. Told you about the dramatic game last year between Youngstown State and Southern Illinois, where Youngstown won it at home. Not the only dramatic game that the Salukis have played. This is September 8th of this year at Northern Illinois, a Division 1A or Bowl subdivision team. Northern Illinois 28-7, the lead when Justin Anderson scores second touchdown of the game. However, Southern Illinois down 31-14 entering the fourth quarter. Brandon Williams picks off this pass, 52 yards for the score. Southern Illinois ends up winning that game 34-31 when Nick Hill, 4 of 6 on fourth down. He completed 2 TD passes in the final 61 seconds. 2 consecutive years that Southern Illinois has beaten a Division 1A or Bowl subdivision team. Last year they beat Indiana, a Big Ten foe. This year, Northern Illinois. So when you say that the Salukis have an undefeated record on the line here, it's not just undefeated in championship subdivision play, it's overall. 5-0, a win over Northern Illinois included in that. Youngstown State's only loss is to Ohio State, as Zetz tucks it and runs on second down and picks up a first near the 35.
Well, both of these quarterbacks are just giving each defense fits today with their running ability.
Hill was given Northern Illinois fits in that game back on September 8th. This is the list of championship subdivision wins over Bowl subdivision. Let's just call it 1AA over 1A. Of course, it begins with Appalachian State, but look at the list of football Bowl subdivision teams who have been beaten. 7 of them this year, obviously a ranked opponent for the first time ever. Michigan losing that game to App State. Zetz rolling on first down, throwing, incomplete. Intended for Dominique Barnes.
Devin Reese applying the pressure. His defensive end spot does a little spin move and ends up right in front of the quarterback, Zetz. Just overshot his receiver, Biggs.
Reese gets the pressure, knocks down Zetz. The junior defensive end from Daphne, Alabama, who played a couple years at Highland Community College in Kansas. Looking to pass rush on second down and 10 as well. As Zetz drops, throws to the sideline, incomplete, intended for Williams. That's going to bring up a huge third down and 10.
Well, it's a good thing he threw that one wide. Trevor Moe was out there at the underneath coverage. And Brandon Williams over the top, and Moe was right there looking at 6 if that ball was thrown inside.
Southern Illinois having trouble getting the right defensive personnel on the field, but Youngstown State took a while in the huddle, lining up for third down and 10 with 5 minutes, 44 seconds left in regulation. Zetz looking for his tight end, incomplete, intended for Derek Bush. Kenny Walker on the coverage.
Kenny Skywalker. That's what Bush was going to have to be to get that pass. I don't know if you can get to 270 pounds up like that. Maybe Maurice Taylor or someone like that. But that was trying to hit that tight end down the seam. See everyone dropping. There's Brandon Jordan in the middle of your pitch and get it over him. And underneath the safeties, and he had to throw it too high to drop that one in to Big Bush.
So the Southern Illinois defense comes up with a stop, forcing the punt by Nowicki, who's averaged nearly 48 in this game. Nowicki punts it away. Turner fields it at the 22. Hit hard as he gets to the 30. Flag on the play.
We're going to have a block in the back. Clayton Johnson, 36, on Doran Chenault.
As we patiently await the call.
Illegal block in the back on the return team, number 36, 10-yard penalty, be first down.
Southern Illinois defense coming up with another big stop, forcing that 3 and out.
Well, the Salukis are able to overcome the mistakes they've made in this ball game, been putting pressure on Zets, and here they get a nice stop on Kevin Smith. They've brought the pressure up the middle. Haven't done a ton of blitzing, but that's just excellent linebacker play by Brandon Jordan once again. Getting in the passing lane, getting depth. As receivers cross your face, you've got to know someone's coming behind you. They want you to jump and hug those crossing receivers in front of you, which gives the quarterback more room to fit it in.
Saluki football in a tie game. Nick Hill tucking it and running for 3-4 hard yards. Boy, the quarterbacks have been running for hard yards today. Both Hill and Zetz, and obviously Orlando Williams.
Well, I didn't think they were going to put 54 up on Youngstown State.
I don't think anybody expected 54 on Youngstown State. That's what Southern Illinois was averaging offensively, 53.4 points per game. They had 72 last week against an obviously overmatched Indiana State team.
Interesting stat in this series, though. When Salukis scored 21 points, they're 7-3 against Youngstown State. Youngstown State, when they scored 21 or more, they're 8-0-1 in this series. So 21 is the magic number.
Just like blackjack. We'll see who can come up with 21. Maybe Jeff Evans here on the quick slant. He takes it into Youngstown territory, knocked out at the 45. Evans emerging in the second half for Southern Illinois as the go-to playmaker.
Got to find your playmakers, crucial moments in the ball game, and time's winding down, and they've gone to this play a number of times. Wicks got the interception the last time Hill attempted this throw, but here he hits the right guy in the right color uniform, and a bullet to Evans, and he's able to shake off a tackler and get on down the sideline into Penguins territory.
39-yard pickup for Evans, who now has 82 receiving yards in the game. He had only 3 catches in his first 5 games as a Saluki. Richard White, true freshman out of Hamilton, New Jersey, who suited up just 2 weeks ago, the first down carry. He picks up 2 yards.
A tough 2 yards. You had Gliada there, number 18, and he had a little help from D'Angelo Wilson. You heard those pads popping. Transfer from Penn State, Vince Gliada.
A converted quarterback. Now he spent 1 semester at Penn State and said, all right, I'm going to try and go to Youngstown State. Quarterbacked a little bit for the Penguins, but he's found his role as a strong safety. Hill, nobody biting on the play fake there. Sure enough, it's Gliada, the strong safety, who ends up with another tackle. That's a tackle for loss. They like playing him in the box.
Well, they need to go, yeah, they're going to definitely play him in the box. He needs to go pat the big fella, Torrance Nicholson, 94, on the butt for that one, man. He was the reason that play was busted. He kept his ground and kept great relation between he and the quarterback. Didn't bite on that fake.
Bringing up 3rd down again. 3rd and 10, 4 wide, Hill out of the shotgun. Salukis need the 39. Hill to the sideline, caught near a first down. Haycock is really giving it to the officials again, or is he giving it to his corner?
I'm not sure who he's directing that towards.
We'll have a measurement. Very near a first down. Evans the grab again. 6th catch for Evans, and they'll bring the chains out for a crucial measurement here. First down, Southern Illinois.
Wow. Well, Evans has been the go-to guy this second half. We didn't call his name a lot in the first half. He does the right thing, gets past that first down marker, comes back and helps his quarterback.
It's where he went out of bounds, which is where the knee was down and where the football was. That's where the spot is. It's first down, Salukis after the measurement. So Southern Illinois driving for what the Salukis hope will be a homecoming win. Passing on first down, Allen makes the grab inside the 25. Nick Hill now 13 of 20 passing, picks up 9 there.
Well, they had that little power formation. Everyone thinks it's going to be run. Justin Allen just runs a little simple route out there on cornerback. He gets enough air under that ball. You see the defender underneath almost got a hand on that.
This is 2nd down and 1, the power eye again. This time Hill will hand it off. First down for Kareem, dragging his defenders to the 15.
Really haven't seen a lot of Randall. John Randall in the second half. I guess that hip that he injured in the first half is bothering him a lot more than we believed at first, as we see a Youngstown State player attempting to limp off the field.
Couple of injured Youngstown State players on the last couple of possessions. We saw Halverson have to come off. This is Jarvis Richards.
Looks like a cramp. It's been warm and muggy here. It's not October weather.
You know it's going to be warm and muggy tonight in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, or Louisiana, or however you want to say it. It's Cajun country. The Chick-fil-A SEC tailgate is coming up next, live from Baton Rouge, previewing the big matchup between Tim Tebow and the Florida Gators, Glenn Dorsey and the LSU Tigers. It is going to be an action-packed ball game, and it is always an action-packed tailgate. I guarantee you there are going to be some colorful folks. Let's see, it's coming up on 5:30 in Baton Rouge. They've probably been out there since about 5:30 this morning.
Yeah, they've been out there since yesterday.
Greg and the gang better be ready for the SEC tailgate presented by Chick-fil-A. That's coming up next.
There you see Richards on the tackle. Gets rolled over a couple of times and starts cramping up.
So he's out of the ball game. This is 1st down and 10, Southern Illinois. John Aycock's defense trying to come up with a stop to keep this game tied at 17. All the momentum, all the factors point to Southern Illinois now. Obviously a tie game. All they need is a field goal. Clock moving under 2 minutes. This is Kareem again, inside the 10, breaks a tackle, touchdown, Southern Illinois. Salukis take the lead with 1:51 to go.
That's a nifty running right there by Kareem. That's his version of the sky hook.
Deji Kareem into the end zone, touchdown, Southern Illinois. And on homecoming, the Salukis take the lead with less than 2 minutes to go. Kyle Dirty for the extra point. 24-17, a touchdown lead for the Salukis with 1:51 to go. The 15-yard touchdown run for the junior out of Oklahoma City, Deji Kareem. 7th touchdown run of his junior season, none bigger than this. Salukis lead by a touchdown. Can the Penguins answer in the last minute 50? CSTV Football Nation has been brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio. Hear what you've been missing on Sirius, the best radio on radio. And by Under Armour, the advantage is undeniable. 1 minute, 50 seconds remaining between 6th-ranked Southern Illinois and 10th-ranked Youngstown State. It's a touchdown ball game.
Well, you said it last week. If you want a very exciting, competitive ball game, make sure you and I are commentating on it. We've got another one.
Blackburn and Jones, the Crockett and Tubbs of college football, always bringing you exciting games no matter where we are. Horn returning it for Youngstown State back to the 28. Let's revisit that touchdown run by Deji Kareem.
Well, you can see number 75 on the right side of your screen. He's just going to pull. Big old Sean Smith. See him get out in front of Kareem. And the little guy just follows him, and no one's able to find him. They try to grab his T-shirt. He pulls away from that. Nice vision by him. Just follow the big fella. You see him put that right hand out. Those are moves there on the safety. Excellent run.
Nick Murtadakis was the guy who had a hand on Kareem but couldn't bring him down.
Yeah, and then he just shook Dorian Chenault, number 6.
Zets and the Penguins trying to answer that score. Scrambling on the first down plays, brought down by Brandon Jordan. Obviously the clock running now. 2 timeouts remaining for Youngstown State. They did not use one on the first down scramble, so the clock is rolling. 2nd down and 5. Zets locked in on his receiver Barnes, who makes the grab. First down, did not get out of bounds. Clock temporarily stops as they'll reset the chains at the 40. Clock rolls again. Zets out of the shotgun on first down and 10. 60 yards away from a score and a tie ball game. Zets dumps it off. Williams dragging across. Williams spins to the 46. Under a minute to go. Youngstown State calls a timeout.
Oh, man. Chauncey Mixon, get your head on the swivel, baby. Barry, the receiver. Barry, number 2, comes across and gets a nice block on Mixon. One of those decleaters.
55 seconds to go. Youngstown State now with 1 timeout remaining. Obviously trailing by 7. It's in zone or nothing for the Penguins. We have seen Youngstown State mix the run and the pass well on a couple of drives. Obviously 2 touchdown drives, one of those in the first, one of those in the third. Brian, do you think with less than a minute to go here, John Aycock's team has what it takes to mix that run and pass together for a touchdown drive?
Well, I definitely think they do, but they got to go down the field a little bit more than they have in this ball game. And one time we saw him try to go down the field, 2nd and 20 early in the 4th quarter. Zets throws the pick to Brandon Jordan. So they've got to be careful, but yes, they've got to take some shots downfield, 55 seconds. But also, they're going to get help by making first downs and stopping the clock.
1 timeout remaining for Youngstown State. This is a 2nd down and 4 play. Zets out of the shotgun, scrambles. Trying to get a receiver to run downfield. Instead, he'll tuck it and run out of bounds. Looks to be a yard shy. He does get out of bounds to stop the clock. Third down and 1. Obviously 2 down territory for Youngstown State, but Aycock's team has the clock to contend with. They have, most importantly, 51 yards in front of them to contend with. They have to get to the end zone. Definitely 4 down territory. This is 3rd down and 1. Dumps it underneath. Williams makes the grab, first down. Clock will stop temporarily on the first down with 43 ticks remaining. Penguins move the football into Southern Illinois territory.
Well, you got to find number 1, first of all, for Orlando Williams. That's the go-to guy. Secondly, I'd look for Barry.
Zets dropping on first down over the middle for the tight end. Bush left it way high, and it's incomplete, and perhaps fortunate for Zets, that wasn't picked.
Yeah. Thirdly, I'd look for Bush, or maybe Front. They've been going to him quite a bit in this ball game.
Tight end Bush has 4 grabs for 32 yards. So 36 seconds. Penguins need a touchdown. This is 2nd down and 10 from the Southern Illinois 46. Went down to the wire last year in Youngstown when the Penguins got a stop at the 2. Going down to the wire this year in Carbondale. Zets rolling on 2nd down. Pressured, he'll tuck it, and he's dropped. Back at the 50. Did not get out of bounds. Clock is running. Youngstown will use its final timeout with less than 30 seconds remaining. Zetz can't take a sack there, can he?
No, he can't take a sack. You got to get rid of the ball. You're outside the tackle box, but you've got two defenders bearing down on you. Somehow you got to be able to pull the trigger. You're going to see the pressure here. Mixon's going to come in and apply some pressure. It's just difficult. I think that's a good idea. Ideally, you don't want to take a sack, but where's he going to throw the ball? There's no one there. You got three defenders right there in front of you. You got to try to throw it out of bounds. You don't want to take a sack there. They put tremendous pressure on Stephen Franklin, 47, and then Mixon comes up and cleans up.
So no timeouts. This is a third down play coming up for Youngstown State. So you had two cracks at a first down to try and move the chains and stop the clock. Where do you expect Youngstown to go with the football here?
Well, number one. Look for number one. For Orlando Williams. He's lined up in the backfield right now.
That is Williams on the near side of your screen right next to Tom Zetz. This is third down and 15. Nearly intercepted. Penalty flag coming up. Trevor Moe nearly picked that football. Jerry Kill is going nuts with the flag on the play.
But the ball was tipped. So they may pick this up. Trevor Moe had his paws on it. That ball was tipped. Unless they're going to call holding.
Holding. Defense, number 2 against an eligible receiver. That's a 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So Turner made contact while the ball was in flight.
Yeah, he was holding him. So that nullifies the tip ball. Definitely a tip ball, but they called the holding.
Youngstown State first and 10 with the defensive holding. 24 seconds as Youngstown State breaks the huddle. Penguins need a touchdown to keep this game going. Zetz throwing to the tight end again. Bush hauls it in. Did not get out of bounds.
He's got to get out of bounds.
Clock is running. They mark it ready for play. Zetz on second down, spikes it, stopping the clock with 6 seconds left. Third down coming up. Third down. 6 seconds remaining in the ball game. So a prevent defense from Southern Illinois on third down. This could be the ball game. This is the ball game. Zetz to the end zone. Looking for Barry. Passes. Batted down. Incomplete. Southern Illinois wins a touchdown. Win over Youngstown State, 24-17. A homecoming victory over 10th-ranked Youngstown State. The Salukis celebrate. The third consecutive home win here at McAndrew Stadium for Southern Illinois over their gateway rival Youngstown State.
Tremendous finish once again, and I'm not sure what Bush wasn't able to get out of bounds there, but a great ball game, and you expect this in those rival games. You expect it to go down to the wire, and this one once again did.
The respect between Coach Aycock and Coach Kill, and a hard-fought Southern Illinois win. Our Sirius Satellite Radio player of the game is Nick Hill. The Southern Illinois quarterback with 13 of 20 passing, 12 carries, 40 yards, a touchdown pass, and Nick Hill, the senior QB, leads the Salukis to the win.
Yeah, finally threw an interception this season, but I think he's the guy that they had to get the ball in their key receivers, and he was able to do that.
Now the Kill family celebrates a homecoming win. Still more to come from Carbondale, Illinois after this. It is a homecoming celebration to remember in the area of Southern Illinois known as Little Egypt. A 24-17 win over Youngstown State. Impressive performance by the Salukis.
Well, both teams actually, it was a hard-fought battle. So Youngstown State comes up just a little short once again. Southern Illinois, once again here in Carbondale, but Southern Illinois gets a great victory.
24-17 the final. Salukis over the Penguins. For Brian Jones, producer Rick Angelo, director Will Belkey, our entire CSTV crew, I'm Carter Blackburn. For more, log on to CSTV.com, the ultimate destination for scores, news, highlights, and analysis. This has been a presentation of CSTV, the 24-hour college sports network from CBS Sports. And now we send you back to the field house. Zucker and Zolak, game room. What's going on, guys?
All right, thanks a lot, Carter. What's going on is Scott and I just got to watch Southern Illinois survive after trailing 10-0, coming back and preventing overtime with some good defense down the stretch.
I was just wishing they were going to overtime, see BJ stay in that press box a little longer.